All I know is you never had the makings for varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap?
People come to us because we don't sell them an injury.
They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man?
World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of duty.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute it.
I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the booth.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is. It's a Tennessee thing. Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Happy Monday morning to you. It is August 18th. We are less than 2 weeks away from Tennessee football. John Reed, Cody McClure, bad news, Bubba. How are you, Cody?
I'm doing all right, John. Good to be here. Good to be anywhere. Is that really what my hair looks like under this light? I guess it is. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday. It's football week as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yeah, it's just week 0, but we do have college football this weekend. I got my fantasy draft this weekend. The kids are back on campus. It's football. I mean, it's, August 18th, we're here. We're pretty much here. I've been getting headaches, and maybe that's just in anticipation of football season. Maybe that's what that is. I've had headaches the last, I don't know, I'd say like 4 days. Or really, maybe, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today. I've just been getting headaches. I'm not really a headache guy, typically, but I've been getting them.
Have you been drinking enough water?
Well, I think so. I mean, I feel like I'm drinking as much as I always drink, about a gallon a day, which I feel like that's good. But
oh yeah, that's good.
I mean, I don't know. I just took some extra strength acetaminophen. I'm more of an ibuprofen guy. Acetaminophen, am I saying that right? I think I am. That's the active ingredient in Tylenol. I've always been ibuprofen over Tylenol personally. Where are you at on the spectrum?
I think I agree.
Okay. I feel like it's always done me better. The ibuprofen has. Tylenol hasn't always worked as well for me, but I don't know. You know what's really good? My mom's been addicted to these my entire life. Those BC powders.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do the Goodies headache powders. She does the BCs.
Yeah, my ma was Goodies powders.
Yeah,
we had a running joke after school. Whenever we'd get off a certain interstate, getting ready to go home, we'd have to stop in and get her a Goodie powder and a Diet Coke. Like that was kind of a running joke.
My mom's BC and a Diet Dew.
There you go.
There you go. We're not that far off. I'm afraid my mom's liver's going to shut down someday. Like she's taken them literally every day of my life. As long as I remember being alive, she's taking these BC powders. It's got to be bad for you in some way, right?
You would think so.
Yeah. So I don't know. She's still going strong though. So hopefully she'll be all right. How was your weekend?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Nothing to really report. I'm trying to think. Friday, did I do anything? Friday, I hung out here for a bit. Watched Titans. That's what I did. I watched Titans preseason game here. Watched first half here. Then I tried to, I Went home at like 2, took my dog out because I knew I was going to stay here a little bit late. We kind of stayed here, hung out, watched some sports. So then when I leave here, it's about 8. It's about 9 o'clock when I leave here. By the time the Titans got to halftime, which, by the way, shout out to Cam Ward. The stats didn't look good, but another game where I feel comfortable and confident in his future. Gunnar Helm, this tight end we got from Texas, I'm convinced this guy's going to be a stud. I don't know if you saw his touchdown in the preseason. It's about as good of a catch as a tight end can make. So I'm feeling pretty good about my boys. I'm like, I'm going to go get some food. Between here and home, I can go through Turkey Creek. I was like, you know what? I'll just grab some Panda. It's always a good time for Panda.
Panda.
I get there about 9:15. They close at 10. So, I mean, it's not you're not pulling it at the best time. You're not pulling it at the best time.
Oh, yeah.
Really, I should say, honestly, it's probably about 9:05 instead.
The chow mein is a little extra brown at that point.
There's 4 people ahead of me in line. I'm like, well, that's unusual. Usually when I'm pulling here, there's like nobody ahead of me in line. I was like, all right, 4 people. I guess we all have the same idea. I kid you not, 20 minutes before those 4 cars move and I get to the speaker.
Gross.
And I was thinking, okay, maybe like they're doing this 1 in, 1 out thing where they're taking care of somebody's order before they take another order. But when I get to the speaker, the 4 cars are still ahead of me in line. So they come on and they say, hey, hey, thanks for coming. We'll be with you in a second. 3 minutes go by. I'm still at the speaker. By this point, it's like 9:35.
Hello?
Oh, no, I did. I said, hey. I said, are you guys all right in there?
Hello?
And this girl comes on and she's like, man, I'd be lying to you if I said yes.
Yeah.
And I said, I was like, yeah, it seems like you guys are struggling tonight. And she's like kind of laughing. She's like, it's really bad in here tonight. And I was like, but you're good? I was like, nobody's robbing you. I was like, you good? She's just like, yeah, I'm sorry. And I was just like, I'm going to go ahead and pull out. So at this point, it's like 20 minutes. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pull out. I hope you have a good weekend.
You just left?
I left.
Didn't even order?
No, because it was such a long line, and I kept waiting. I was like, okay, I've been in this line for 15 minutes. I've been in this line for 20 minutes. And I kid you not, by the time I was down, I'd been there for about 30 minutes. I was like, at this point, the food can't be good. The tensions are high. I don't know how much longer I'm going to sit here. It's already been 30 minutes, and I've only gone halfway through the line. I was like, it might be another 30 minutes. So I just went to Chick-fil-A, and I was in and out in a second, and then had some food.
Yeah.
I was able to get home to the dog.
Yeah. Was that the one by the Kroger, did you say? Or was it the one over by Turkey Creek?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Turkey Creek.
Yeah. That's normally a pretty good Panda.
No, it is. It is. And
short line, though. It's hard to it's not a very long line around that building.
No. And like I said, usually they don't have lines when I go, but I go, weird times, I guess. I don't know. Like this was a weird time too, I thought, but I guess everyone was trying to get some food before they closed. But yeah, I just said, "Hey, you good in there?" And she just kind of said, "No, I wish I could say yes, but no, I'd be lying."
Doing very well.
Yeah. And I said, "You know what? I'm not going to make it worse on you. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope it gets better for you." And she's like, "Thank you so much."
No orange chicken for you.
Now, I will say, whenever I pulled back through, after getting my Turkey Creek Chick-fil-A, that it didn't seem like there was anybody in line, at least at the speaker and back. So I don't know if people gave up or if they got it together and got everybody out of there by the time I pulled out. But I don't know. My sandwich and nuggets were good enough.
Maybe they all just quit. It's
very possible. I would like to know what was going on in there. I kind of thought about parking and just going inside so you can get a look at them. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make anybody's bad day worse. It's fine. Because there's a part of me that wanted to just kind of flip out. But I was like, you know what? It's fun. No big deal.
Oh, that's good. You chose joy.
Yeah. And then, like I said,
kindness. That's what they say.
The sandwich was good enough.
Yeah.
And then, yesterday went to the movies, got a little movie in. It's so damn hot. It was so stormy yesterday. Went to go see Nobody, too. It was all right. It was okay. Watched a lot of WNBA yesterday.
Yeah.
Kevin Allen, Scotty Scheffler. Guy's a machine.
I had to call the police Friday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uber driver gone wild. Uber rider gone wild.
Well, he wasn't an Uber rider. He would have been in better shape if he was an Uber rider. I was in that parking lot. I was doing Ubers. I was in that parking lot at Regions Half Barrel right there. And I saw this kid behind me. I could tell this was directly behind my car. I could tell I was in that parking lot waiting. I could tell there was something going on behind me, some sort of argument or something. And I said, uh-oh. I was just watching in my rearview mirror. I was like, it looks like tensions are getting high here. And all of a sudden, this big black guy just knocked out this white kid, this college guy, just some college dude, you know. This guy wearing a Charlotte Hornets jersey just knocked this kid. I mean, hit him really, really hard to the point where he went down. And, like, I pulled up because I was like, I don't want him fighting into my car. You know, that happens. I got enough body damage as it is. And so I pull up. And
Could have waited. Maybe insurance would have given you a new car.
I doubt it. And then I pull up just to get out of the way, and I look back in the mirror. The kid's just laying there like out, like completely out. And the other dude just walked off. And so I got out of the car, and I went over to this kid, and he's bleeding out both sides of his mouth, like blood running from each side of the mouth. I was like, this doesn't look good. This looks like a crime scene. And all of a sudden, his friend runs up. He had a friend, I guess it was close by in the area, and he's like holding his head up. I was like, he asked me if I could call somebody. I'm like, yeah, I'll call the police. Give me a second here. So I called. I was like, this kid just got knocked out in the parking lot. And he's bleeding out both sides of his mouth. It doesn't look good. And so a couple minutes go by. I have to talk to the, EMS or whatever, talk to the dispatcher. And they said, yeah, we'll send somebody over there. So I walk back behind. I walk around the parking lot, and then when I come back, the kid's up, and like he's walking off with his friend, and then the cop pulls up. So I had to tell the cop, I was like, they were just here, and then they took off. They went up the hill there. He's like, I'll go find them. And so then I saw the cop go up the hill, and he was talking to him. So I said, well, now it's out of my hands. I did what I had to do. So, but it looked like, I thought it was going to be one of those where you see the video go viral where it becomes political and like the kid dies or something.
Sure.
Because it looked bad. Like, when somebody gets knocked out, whatever, you got a bloody tooth, bloody nose, no big deal. But like when the blood is gushing out both sides of the mouth, like the head had hit the pavement.
What time is this?
It was late in the night. It was like, I don't know, 2 a.m., 1:30, somewhere in there.
I'm not going to do the same thing you did to me with my description of the kids in the pool, but it was noted, just for the record. Bubba, you good over there?
Huh?
I said, I'm not going to do the same thing you did to me about the kids that were splashing me water in the pool in Las Vegas, but it was noted.
Oh.
It was noted.
Well, no, I felt like I didn't mean to make it a race thing. I felt like I was going to get involved in one of those, you see these videos that pop up on the timeline. It's like, black guy, white guy. It's like it's a very real racial divide, and I didn't want to be a part of that. That's what I'm saying.
You didn't take video?
No, I didn't take a video. No, I definitely didn't want to. I probably could have been. If I had, I probably could have been trending on the viral race war Twitter, but I didn't do it.
Bubba, you good over there?
I'm doing not too shabby. This past weekend, it was full of action, it seems like, for all of us, whether it be action movies or behind our car or in front of our eyes. Because, obviously UFC happened. And I got to say, first, like, when I was going through my notes and I was, trying to figure out who I'd pick to win each fight, the first fight, I was like, I kind of like this guy by submission. And I remember on, VIP Play or any other respective app, I was like, submission plus whatever. I was like, let's go. Let's pick it. And then it turns out it was for the wrong guy, John. And the whole time I was cheering, going, let's go.
You clicked the wrong guy, or you just remember putting the wrong guy down?
I think I just saw submission. I just clicked that instead of looking for the name next to it.
Oh, no.
So that sucked. But then yesterday, I went to an indie wrestling show.
Oh, nice. Where at?
Downtown at the Mill and Mine. Next Gen Wrestling.
Okay.
Had Cedric Alexander.
Like outside in the grass?
No, like they put it inside.
They put a ring inside there?
They did.
Yeah.
I thought the guys were going to bump their head maybe if they jumped off the top rope too hard, but
you said Cedric Alexander was there?
He was fighting Matt Cross, aka M-Dog 20 from Backyard Wrestling, aka Son of Havoc from Lucha Underground.
Okay. I know Cedric Alexander. I don't really know Matt Cross.
It was a banger.
Okay. Was it crowded?
I mean,
good enough
for their seats, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, did they have close to their capacity? Like 100 people in there?
I would say about 100, maybe a little over.
Okay.
As far as all the seats were set up, it was.
Or are they charging at the gate?
$25.
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. Okay. Thought you were going to say like $10.
Nah.
100 people at $25 a pop. That's pretty good.
It was interesting because the first match was between a guy named Ichiban and Teriyaki.
Okay, teriyaki.
And there's you were gonna get at Panda Express.
No, I was gonna get orange.
And the best thing about this was, one, it was absolutely a banger. Like, they were doing all these Canadian destroyers and everything else happening.
Indie darlings.
And then there's basically like this African American version of Fred Durst behind me. And every time someone happened to go, oh, let's, and start saying some words, and he's getting hype, and that's making me get hyped and excited for this.
What words did he say?
You'd have to say.
Oh. But he would do that, and I was like, okay. And then there's like a women's wrestling match, and it was okay. You could tell that they were young in their careers. They had a kid who looked like a little timid. They're trying to do some crowd, involvement, and the little kid was just so scared. And she's like, "No, you can hit this woman." And so he rears back, and he just lightly taps her.
This is a guy that was wrestling, or somebody in the crowd?
Oh, this was the women.
Right, but this was a kid in the crowd?
Yeah.
Was it a boy?
Yeah, he was
so
about like
teaching
maybe
a young man to hit women?
Yeah, about the age of 4 years. That's exactly what I said. I said, whoa, we're teaching a kid to hit a woman over here. Hold on now, ladies and gentlemen.
No. Oh, no.
At what point during the Chimaev fight did you feel dumb for telling me that he was going to struggle with that guy? Because my guy absolutely mounted him the entire time.
I feel like I said my heart wanted Dreykus to win, but I knew that Hamza would win.
You said take the DDP.
Well, I said I was going to at plus money because he's been the underdog every championship
plus
fight.
$1 million because he didn't even get a touch in on my guy.
Oh, well, that's the way it is. I mean, it's going to suck for the next 4 years with him as champion, but
yeah,
he's going to be the most dominant guy that we'll probably see for a while.
Yeah, he used to have way more exciting fights, but this one, though, he just kept taking him down to the ground every time. I was curious, not to make it a full UFC segment, but like, were people online mad about that? Was Dana White mad about that? Because it didn't seem to be a very exciting fight. It was just a complete domination.
People were upset for one thing in particular. I don't know if you ended up seeing the stat line or whatever, but I think Dreykus had like 45 or like 50 something total strikes, and then Hamza had like 450, like 500 total strikes landed. But it's like, the whole time he had him in like what they call a crucifix position, where his arm was like underneath his butt cheeks, and he's on top of him like the other way.
I wouldn't even have said that the other guy got 50 strikes in, but
like just doing that constant, it's like, in hindsight, if you look at it, it's like, okay, this guy hit him over 500 times, but he couldn't knock him out or do anything like that. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
I wouldn't say that really many of those were significant, but I did keep waiting for the ref to stop it on a couple of those fists on the ground. I was like, because the other guy wasn't putting up a fight or anything. It's like he didn't do anything. But yeah, it seemed it's my guy, so I was excited that he keeps winning. But it was from a unbiased standpoint kind of boring, to be honest. But all right, sounds like everybody had a good weekend, or at least an eventful weekend, an action-packed weekend, as Bubba called it. That's nice. I love that. Nobody got in trouble except Cody's head. He's just got a little bit of a headache. Here in Knoxville, it does appear that Josh Heupel has gone ahead and made it official, kind of like we predicted, in terms of being able to go through this week with a starting quarterback. We'll dive into it after the break. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports right here on FanRun Radio.
Streaming worldwide at FanRunRadio.com and on the free FanRun app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, FanRun Radio, Knoxville.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
Whether you are buying or selling a home or even looking for some land to build on and start a family, be sure to give Reed Emerson with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Heritage Group a shout. He is a longtime listener and supporter of FANRUN and has been serving the Mid-State for many years. Reed prides himself on his hassle-free and honest approach. And that's because he's not just chasing another commission. He wants what is best for his clients. Give Reed Emerson a call or text him today to get the process started. His number is 931-492-0418, or you can find him online at bhgheritagegroup.com.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great.
Think of Fast and Furious. Yeah. Let's get the boys going fast and furious again down the field. Let's get this offense being back fast, fun, and real. Step 1, name a starting quarterback. That is complete. It is Joey Aguilar. He will be your starting quarterback at the University of Tennessee. It was a foregone conclusion after the first scrimmage. Separation had really happened. The battle was over. After the second scrimmage on Friday, Josh Heupel went ahead and dropped the charade and went ahead and leaked it to the people that needed to get it out there for him. And now we head into mock game week. And we're able to treat it as real preparation, and the team no longer has to wonder who their quarterback is. It is transfer Joey Aguilar. Cody, your thoughts?
Number 1, who is charade?
A charade.
And number 2, no surprise for me. I figured all along it'd be Joey. Makes sense, you know. Most experienced guy. I mean, he just made it official. I feel like we've talked quite a bit about it last week. I mean, we knew it was coming, you know, so It is Joey Aguilar time in Tennessee. It is the Joey Aguilar situation. We'll see what he looks like. I mean, Syracuse is going to be a decent test, but really week 3, I think, is when you'll truly know whether or not you got a quarterback against Georgia. I don't expect the Syracuse game to. Now, I do think you'll know if you have a bad quarterback against Syracuse. Like, there's the possibility for that, but I don't think you'll know if you have a really good quarterback. Is there anything Joey could do against Syracuse that'll make you say, oh, yeah, we got a quarterback? I mean, obviously, I guess if he came out and threw for like 6 touchdowns and 500 yards or something ridiculous. But
I mean, I think he could do something good and bad, right? I think that him coming out and connecting on just a couple deep balls, like hit a couple deep balls, tell me that the long ball is back on the table, and I think the ceiling on this offense really raises.
Do you think Syracuse as an opponent is enough of a metric to judge him by, though, is what I'm saying?
Yeah, a deep ball is a deep ball. Like, I do think, especially against a Power 5, Power 4 school, like they're not UTC. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I don't assume Tennessee is going to beat them by 40 points. Like, I assume it'll be a somewhat respectable game. So him being able to hit deep balls against them, I think would tell me a pretty good story. Now, there's nothing he could do that would have me 100% thinking that, like, having 100% confidence against Georgia, if that makes sense. Like, because in the back of your mind, you'd still be like, hey, you got to prove it against an SEC team. Now, unfortunately for the boys in orange, they're playing the best team in the SEC for their first SEC game, or at least the best team over the last decade when it comes to their first SEC game. But if Joey does enough on deep balls against Syracuse, I'll believe that the offense is in good hands. On the flip side, if he comes out and looks shaky and turns the ball over and looks reckless, I'll say the same, but the opposite. Like, I'd be really, really convinced that we were in trouble.
At the end of the day, a Syracuse corner is not a Georgia corner, which is, like, for me, all I can really see is game 1. The only thing that could stand out, I'm not saying this will happen, but I'm saying that the only thing that could stand out would be a negative Joey Aguilar performance. Like, and I know we'll be fired up for Georgia, no matter what, if we beat Syracuse. But I'm just saying, like, really the real test is week 3. I don't think Syracuse can tell me all that much about him in a positive way.
So even just the act of connecting on deep balls, because, like, to me, I know what you said about Georgia's corners, and ultimately I agree. But I think we saw enough on film last year where, even against Alabama, there's plenty of open shots down the field. So I do think the act of connecting on them would tell a pretty good story. It would be, to me, pretty satisfying and give me a lot of confidence, because I do think that we are still getting open receivers down the field. And do I want him throwing them against covered defensive backs? No, not really. I don't really want him taking too many covered shots down the field, but ones where guys got a step or two. If he's able to connect that against Syracuse, there's no reason for me to think that he won't be able to connect it against all the teams on your schedule, maybe not named Georgia. And that would be a pretty big positive. Maybe throw Georgia and Alabama in there. And, like, that would raise the floor for me pretty significantly. Like, if he comes out and connects on, a handful of deep shots, it would start feeling like, hey, this team can realistically go 10-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just I feel like we're gonna be week 1. I feel like is sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of game. Like, if we come out and blast them, and it's like the NC State game last year, or maybe maybe not 51-14 or whatever that was, but something similar to just really beating them down. I don't think it's gonna do all that much nationally. Like, they'll use it as a college game day, maybe coming to Knoxville week 3, and, like, there'll be some highlights and stuff. To to me, the real test is just the season starts for me against Georgia, because I don't think there's a world that this team loses to Syracuse. I don't see that happening. I think we're at least 2 touchdowns better. I mean, that's about what the spread is, right?
It went up to, I want to say 14.5.
Yeah. So to me, there's no world in which we lose to Syracuse.
Well, hold on. There's a world.
There may be a world, but that's not a world that I want to. That's not a world I want to live in. So, like, whether we win that game by 10 or 11 or 14 or 17 or whatever, like, I feel like I'm not going to have that much of a takeaway from Syracuse. You know, you just have to see how the game goes. I mean,
Sure.
we'll see what the game flow is, but it could be pretty vanilla, you know. Could be just running the ball and Joey throws for 200 and call it a day, get out of there.
Yeah, 14.5 point favorite still right now with an over-under of 50.5, which, you know, basically, you know, spills out, 27 to 13 is essentially the projected score. 28-14, 27-13. You add that. Is that right? No, that'd be 40 points.
It'd be like 31.
Yeah, no,
17.
yeah. 31-17. There you go. Thank you. Worked through that. I was 10 points shy.
Yeah.
Good math by you, though. That Mountain Dew is kicking in.
Yeah.
It's sharp.
Wait till the Starbucks gets here.
I can't understand how you pay those prices.
I typically don't, but I have to have the coffee. And today I was not on time enough to make that happen.
But yeah, 31-17. Not necessarily a no-sweat game, but one you're supposed to win somewhat comfortably. Bubba, how do you feel? Is there anything Joey Aguilar in this offense could do, you know, shy of scoring 70 points against Syracuse that would tell you something positive about the rest of the season?
Not really the total yards that he throws for, but how he looks in the pocket, maybe out of the pocket. Because I saw a highlight reel last night of Joe Milton's best throws. And he had some pretty good ones, but also they didn't really highlight his worst throws either. So I'm curious to see how Aguilar's going to look back there, you know, in the pocket, out of pocket with the rush coming. Maybe, hopefully, you know, knock on wood, there's no rush with our big boys up front in the trenches.
With that big, nasty offensive line we got.
But I just want to see, you know, some ball placement, maybe some communication with the, you know, the running back and receivers when it comes to audibles and, you know, how he does in certain checkdown situations.
The biggest question for Joe is going to be, can he take care of the football? And
yeah,
you know, I got to say, from that perspective, there's nothing really he could do in game one to convince me that that's not going to be an issue.
Well, 0 turnovers. I mean, my
yeah, but the 0 turnovers, like, that'd be good for one game, sure, but like that's not to me. That's just like, okay, that's a good start, but I feel like in the back of my mind, I'd keep waiting for like the bad side to come out, like the gunslinger to come out.
Well, let's call it. Let's make it a goal for we'll call it the first 2 weeks. You know, Syracuse and ETSU, 0 turnovers for Joey. That's my goal.
I'd still have to wait to see Georgia and like how he handles actual pressure. Like,
sure,
from that perspective, like the turnover side of it, there's nothing he could do to alleviate those concerns before Georgia. Now, if he comes and plays a clean game against Georgia, and even then, you know, you'd give him 1 turnover. Like, a quarterback's worth, you know, a quarterback is allowed 1 turnover against Georgia, especially in a big game. Really, against any SEC opponent, you almost kind of live with 1 turnover if you're doing good things otherwise. So, yeah, there's nothing that he could do the first 2 games that would have me convinced that, like, when the bright lights were on, he wouldn't say, hey, watch this. Hold my beer, watch this. I'm going to throw this play. Or like, oh, well, I didn't feel this backside pressure, and I got stripped.
I would say there's a pretty good chance, just based on the data of the last 2 seasons, that we'll be pretty vanilla the first couple weeks of the season. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Syracuse game, like I said, we just run the ball and let Joey make a throw here and there, but really you rely on your stable of running backs and your offensive line.
Yeah, that would be, I don't want to say disappointing, because, you know, I assume in that formula you win, and with that formula, with the offensive line that I think is going to be improved and the defense that I think is going to be pretty solid, you could still win 9 or 10 games just playing that way. But it would be nice against an opponent that's overmatched on paper, at least, to bring some excitement back to the offense. And let's see what we actually have here. Let's see if this quarterback can actually run this offense. I want to go into Georgia kind of at least more confident in the ceiling of this guy. Like, you know, or I know I just said the floor, we wouldn't really know until the lights came on when it came to the turnovers. But, like, I do want to see, like, hey, can we take the top off of defenses again? Can we do things like that? Do these wide receivers have the juice that it takes? I would settle for a closer game against Syracuse, assuming we win, with a couple mistakes. I would prefer that to like a very vanilla 27-10 victory where we don't do anything offensively. I know that kind of goes back against what I've said in the offseason in terms of just wanting to win and not really caring what it looks like. But in my scenario here, both of these are a win. I don't care about point differential per se.
So 41-30.
I'd rather have that than a 27-7 victory or a 17-0.
You'd rather have 41-30. That's an 11-point victory than a 27-7.
Yeah, just because, like, assuming that 41, your offense has looked really, really good. And even if, you know, one of those, you know, 7 of those 30 points is a pick 6, I think I'd rather see, just like I said, the offense explosion being back, just to know that we can do it in case we need to do it.
I mean, I've been saying all along I want to be fun again. So, like, I can't say I disagree with you. But at 27-7, I think I feel like anytime your defense holds somebody in single digits, like, that feels like a real ass whooping, you know?
It does.
So,
and maybe I would change my mind actually watching the game or when we get to it. But, like, for now, you know, based on this conversation, like, I do want to see what this offense can look like. I want to see this offense have some explosion again, because if you're going to actually be a championship-worthy team, or let's just say, for the sake of this season, a playoff-worthy team, because, you know, a championship, I'm not going to waste too much time talking about that until they really, really, really prove something and surprise us all. But, like, to me, the season, my goal is still, like, make the playoff.
The cool thing about this year is that you will know whether or not we're going to be a championship level team after the first 3 weeks. If this team is 3-0, we're going to be talking natty. Like, that's just what's going to happen.
There's one very important detail for me to observe for Mr. Aguilar, and that is whether or not he runs out of bounds. So as long as
hopefully we're not in a close game where him running out of bounds in the fourth quarter matters. But I will say that I do agree with the running part. Like, I do want to see his feel for those those plays, his feel for the game in the pocket, and like how he can kind of maneuver around. And
he's not really a dual threat quarterback, is he?
I don't know, man. I've seen some people say that he's going to bring quarterback runs back to the table for Tennessee. How that was a kind of, I don't want to say forgotten part of our offense.
I thought, just based on what I've seen, he was a bit of a scrambler against App State, against Sunbelt competition, but I thought he looked pretty slow. Like, when he's running away from those guys against South Alabama and whoever else the hell they played, Florida Atlantic or whatever, like, not Florida Atlantic, but you know what I mean. I thought, watching him run and evade some of that pressure, I was like, against the SEC, I feel like he would look kind of slow.
Sure, and please make no mistake, I'm not saying that he's going to be doing a lot of design keepers or, getting 400 or 500 yards on the ground this season. But I do think people have said he's got good scrambling ability, which to me, that means you can pick up 8 yards when you have to.
Yeah, I mean, some ability to get out of the pocket.
He had a 49 run last year against Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he had 30 yards total for the game and a 49-yard rush. So, the sacks.
Quite a few sacks.
Yeah, the sacks didn't go well. But, I mean, just when I say scrambling ability, like I said, can you pick up a 3rd and 7 on the ground? Because, I didn't really think of Hendon Hooker as having necessarily breakaway speed when he got out and, was running away from SEC defenses. But you always felt like he could get you those big 8 yards on the ground if he had to. So I don't know how big of a drop-off we're going to have from last year to this year. As look, I'm not going to act like I was studying every play of Joey Aguilar. And like Cody said, even if you did, you still got to wait to see what it translates to. I found myself, I like to peruse the message boards from time to time. On Sundays, I just kind of go through, it's kind of a cesspool, but college football Reddit, just to kind of like make sure I'm not missing anything big. And they put a post up about, Joey Aguilar being announced as starter. So I clicked it just to kind of read. And there's a lot of there's a lot of Appalachian State fans in there. And, a couple of them were saying, this ain't going to work. Get ready to see 1 or 2 prime Aaron Rodgers level deep throws and 2 or 3 prime Jamarcus Russell level decisions per game. So, it's kind of what we're talking about.
I mean, that's kind of what we thought when we watched the film.
The hope is that Josh Heupel's offense can limit the Jamarcus Russell type of decisions. That's the hope, is that hey, you ain't gonna have to throw too many YOLO double coverage balls because everyone's gonna be kind of in one-on-one coverage.
I do like the possibility of excitement. He's not gonna be the kind of guy that's just gonna tuck it and take the sack. He's going to do something with the ball in the air, and hopefully there can be a little magic there. It's not going to be without mistakes. I mean, there's going to be some interceptions this year, but maybe the good can outweigh the bad. That's the hope.
We'll continue the conversation on the other side. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
You're listening to FanRun Radio, the sports humans.
Believe in family. Believe in your fellow man. Believe in honesty and an honest day's work. We do. We're Farm Bureau Insurance. And we don't just believe in Tennessee. We believe in Tennesseans. Farm Bureau Insurance, Tennessee's insurance company.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance for Tennesseans. Believe in me for all of your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through. And if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Good morning. A steady flow of traffic making its way down the interstate right now on 75, especially between Callahan and Merchants Road. That's only going to get heavier here in the next few minutes. Already crowded there at Emory Road at I-75. Watch for a little bit of sneaky radar at times down 75 this morning through certain parts of Campbell County, throughout Anderson County as well, around that Rocky Top exit. Don't miss the Atlanta Braves Alumni Golf Tournament coming up September 15th at Aguati Farms in Blount County. Log on to fosteringhope10.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
There's no other.
Brandon writes in over on YouTube. Shout out to the freaks watching along with us this morning. FanRun TV. Go like and subscribe. And I really gotta lead a good subscription drive if I'm going to hit my goals that I set for the station before football season. Need you to go refer a friend. Refer a friend. Get them to go like. Maybe start like 5 separate accounts and subscribe on there. Little bot farming. But Brandon writes up, you all know we are going to come out and run the ball majority of the game and then say we are saving the good plays for Georgia. LOL, which is funny, but that is something we will tell ourselves no matter what. Secret Georgia playbook. Didn't want to reveal too much. Tried to keep it vanilla.
That's kind of what makes sense. Again, when you just look at the last 2 seasons. But we're all hoping to get back to 2022. That's what everybody wants, is the fun offense again. Which, you know, Joey Halsley had a couple of comments this offseason about it, about trying to figure out some ways to get that deep ball back. And you know, there's things you can point to last year where we did take some deep shots. We just didn't connect on them.
Well, what I will say to Brandon is that it's funny because you have Tennessee struggles. We will say that we were trying to keep it vanilla for the Georgia game. Didn't want to put too much on film, but like last year, it didn't feel that way. And I don't know if the staff looked at North Carolina State as a viable threat, like a game they could actually lose. Like on paper, it was much closer than like Tennessee, Syracuse. If they said, hey, let's get this offense, let's give this fan base a shot in the arm, let's show them what we have. We got these new toys, let's use them. But like it didn't feel like the offense was scaled back against NC State. Like it wasn't like they waited to unveil some things. They came out and showed you like, hey, look what we learned over the offseason. Here's this 12 personnel. Hey, look at these 2 tight ends. We're just going to ram you. We're going to ram this down your throat. And Tennessee did it and, you know, kind of tipped their cards and tipped their hand for what they were going to do all season. Hey, heavy personnel. Here's 2 tight ends. We learned a new gadget. They could have waited and saved that for SEC play, but they didn't. They unveiled it against NC State. So that leads me to think that, like, they're going to run their offense against Syracuse. I don't know how many times it's felt like Heupel has saved things. You know, you go back to some of the blowout games we've had over his tenure. Like he likes putting the offense in position to succeed. And if he thinks he's got mismatches, he likes exploiting those. Like Josh Heupel, I still think likes running the score up a bit. I do still think he likes having positive reinforcement, if you will.
I mean, hell, you saw the Kent State game last year. You saw the Chattanooga game. Remember UT Martin?
Didn't we kick an onside kick at the end of the first quarter of one of those games
against Kent State?
It was 28-0 already, or 30-0 already.
Yeah, well, it was 65-0 at halftime. So yeah, it was into the first. It was like 35-0 or something at the end of the first quarter.
They had that safety, so I'm pretty sure it was either 30 or 37 because I remember having a lot of bets on like 21-0, 28-0.
Yeah,
and that opening safety ruined it all.
Game was 65-0 at halftime.
Well, like I said, I believe we kicked an onside kick when it was 23-0.
I was at that game. I left at halftime. I said,
you going to that game is crazy to me.
I know. I don't know why I did. I think just because I had tickets. It's just like, yeah, I'll go.
You just wanted to feel the vibes.
Yeah, it's good to be in the stadium.
You wanted to see some fireworks.
Is it really worth the parking and the trudge to the stadium for a 65-0 first half score? I don't know. I mean, you see a lot of fireworks that way, but
you do see a lot of fireworks. You get to eat some hot dogs.
I think my first game this year will probably be week 3. I don't think I'll be going to the ETSU game. You have any interest in going to Atlanta for Syracuse?
Not really, especially with it being a noon game.
Yeah. Well, and it's, that first college football Saturday, there's going to be other things you want to watch too.
Number 1 versus number 3. We're doing a watch party. I want to make sure the watch party is good to go. If you're not going down to Atlanta, make plans to hang out with us at Barley's. We'll be at Barley's downtown. It should be a fun time. We'll make sure they got the Ohio State Texas game on as well, but come hang out, wear your orange. It's like it's a mini run for a game day. Yeah. You might not go out and tailgate and whatnot, but you can still go out and enjoy your Saturday and hang out with us. That'll be fun. That'll be good. We'll have a good time. What about you? Any interest in Atlanta?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I typically don't go to those neutral site, first games, but I went to West Virginia back in 2018. We had the bus tour we did. Remember those?
I do.
That was pretty fun. I mean, up until kickoff.
I would say that, the very, very first play, you got a
terrible game.
You got a pretty good idea of what was going on the very first play.
Yeah. Gross.
What I would miss the most about this first game would be the pregame party and like the pregame congregation and people getting together. I like that energy. But with it being at noon, it's not like people really get out and do anything for the most part or anything that I'd want to do. I wouldn't have any interest in like a 7 a.m. tailgate for this game or anything. So that made it a little bit easier to swallow, knowing that it was noon. Like, I'm good. I'm all right on that.
Right. Yeah, there's some good games on that day too. So it'd be nice to kind of take care of our business and get that out of the way. And then you got, like you said, of course, number 1 and number 2 going at it as you're playing. So I doubt we're going to do all that well ratings-wise, seeing as how Texas and Ohio State play at noon too. But then, 3:30, you got Alabama going to Florida State, which is an intriguing game to me. And then I think LSU Clemson would be a good one that night too. So it's all right around the corner, man. I'm fired up.
Less than 2 weeks away. Less than 2 weeks away. Got to pace yourself, though, Cody. This is the most important time to pace yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't spend every minute of your day thinking about football. It's still 2 weeks away. Pace yourself.
Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, but basically 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks is going to play tricks.
2 business weeks.
Yeah, it's going to play tricks on you thinking less than 2 weeks, but just pace yourself, buddy. Pace yourself. You will have some football this Saturday, though. And then next Thursday, you got a slate. That'll get you there. Then Big Orange Friday. So really like 4 days away. Just think of it that way.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to pace yourself. Just go harder. Go faster. Football's here, man.
It's going to be a fun season.
Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at FANRunRadio.com.
Dental health is so important. It's one of those things that if you don't stay on top of it, it can really come back to haunt you, both financially and, of course, in terms of your physical health. If it's been a while since you've been to the dentist or you've got a dental issue that needs attention, do what I do. Go to Malone and Costa Dentistry at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule your appointment online right now at knoxvillesmiles.com or just give them a call at 865-539-1776 and tell them FanRun Radio sent you.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250-plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
How sweep it is. The Braves top the Guardians 5-4 in Game 3. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network Morning Update.
Get Clean Car happy all season long at Tidal Wave with exclusive membership discounts, giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for more information.
The Braves topped the Guardians 5-4 on Sunday, finishing off a 3-game sweep. They've won 5 straight for the first time all season, and it was their first road sweep since they swept the Twins on August 26th through 28th of last season. Jurickson Profar was the hero on Sunday. He went 2 for 4, including a 2-run home run in the 6th that scored Nacho Alvarez and proved to be the game winner as Raisel Iglesias closed it out in the 9th inning, his 19th save of the season. Braves now hosting Chicago White Sox. We'll see that matchup Monday through Wednesday here at Truist Park. It'll be Spencer Strider for the Braves on Monday, 5-10, 4.69 ERA and 100 strikeouts on the season. Yondres Gomez going for the Sox. He's 2-1, has a 5.56 ERA and 20 strikeouts. Ford leadoff show with myself and Chris Domino at 6-5 Central. First pitch with Tom Hart and Nick Green, 7:15 Eastern, 6:15 Central, right here on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Gotcha, Mike. It's nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit menspronknoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hey, Pack Rat. Yeah, you. Are you moving cross country and you just don't know who to call? Call us right now. Listen, you've probably seen one of our containers in your neighborhood, but did you know that we can help you move anywhere in the United States? It's real simple. We'll drop a container off at the location you tell us to bring it to. You pack up your valuable possessions at your leisure. They stay safe right in your home. And when you're ready, call us. We'll come and pick up the container and give you a scheduled date of when your furniture and the other possessions will be at your new home. So if you're moving across country or across town, be a Pack Rat. Join the Pack Rat family. Call Pack Rat right now for your free quote. See y'all later, Pack Rats.
Call 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. That's 800-965-1298.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FANRUN Radio.
You know, I've never been held at gunpoint.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
I haven't either. Is that strange? I feel like everyone has been held at gunpoint at some point in their life.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
I'd be so rattled if I was held at gunpoint. What do you do?
You know what the answer is? You do whatever they tell you to do. That's the answer.
Well, what if they're like, give me your wallet? What if you don't have any money and you try to tell them, you're like, all I got in there is cards, man. I got no cash. All I got is cards. They're like, give me the wallet. I don't want to have my ID. But then you got to go get a new ID. You got to cancel all your credit cards, debit cards, get new cards. It's just a huge pain.
Well, I mean, what's a bigger pain? Getting new debit cards and credit cards and an ID, or getting shot?
Getting new credit cards and debit cards and ID, because you get shot, you're just like, then you die.
On 1340 WKGN.
Let's try it.
You start a GoFundMe. If you get it up to about $1,000, I'll probably let you shoot me in the foot. I got to make the rent.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. I'm going to take this time to remind you, go and join our Fan Run Confidence Pool. presented by SM Athletics. Just search. The easiest way to do this, either A, go follow our link. I'll retweet it on X to put it back near the top of the timeline. Go find it, click the link, follow the instructions. That's the easiest way. The second easiest way is Google ESPN College Pick'em. Click that. Select groups. Hit find group, join group, whatever it says. Type in FANRUN 2025. Join it. Use the password FANRUN, all caps. Join it. We've got over 50 people so far. That's good. That's good. I'd like to get in the hundreds here. But, yeah, we're doing a confidence pool pick'em. The winner will take home $500 in cash, courtesy of SM Athletics. And who knows, if more people join, maybe we'll throw some more prizes in there. Who knows? But go join. Hang out with us. Compete. See if you can beat Cody. See if you can beat Bubba. See how bad you lose to me. Hour 2 headlines. What you got, Big Mac?
Thank you, John. After we went off the air Friday, there was big news about Michigan and the sign stealing scandal. You remember this a couple years ago. Well, Michigan got a major fine, but really not that big of a deal. They bought a national title. They don't have to vacate it. Their current teams aren't really being punished. Everything's fine.
Jim Harbaugh's got a great job in the NFL.
Yeah. Seems like it was probably worth it.
Sharon Moore got promoted to head coach of Michigan, so he got a promotion.
Seems like it worked out. Now
Connor Stallions, he's kind of he's somewhere between punchline and urban legend, though. Or maybe not urban legend, local hero, cult hero.
He should never have to buy another beer in his life in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah, they should take, Michigan fans should take care of him.
He should always have a job.
He should always have a job. They should Venmo him money every month, too. $10 here, $10 there. Hey, here's $500. I'm feeling generous. In that scenario, I'm a rich booster. Here you go, Connor. Thanks, man.
Thanks for the championship.
I've not seen any Michigan fans say they regret it. So I've not seen any Michigan fans saying, oh, man, we should give the title back.
Why would you? Michigan received a series of fines that could eclipse a mere $30 million. But they avoided all punitive penalties such as a postseason ban, the vacating of victories, things like that. So the NCAA also imposed an additional game suspension for Coach Sharon Moore. Who cares? Served for the first game of the 2026 season. Who are they playing? Western Michigan?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Good for them, I guess. Jim Harbaugh says he's, quote, not engaging in any discussions about the NCAA's ruling on Michigan.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
They asked him about it after the Chargers' preseason loss to the Rams on Friday. He said, like I said to you, not engaging. Or Saturday, excuse me. Not engaging. That's what Harbaugh said. The Big Ten also, did you see where they're pondering a jump to 24 or 28 team college football playoff?
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit after the break. I mean, it's probably worth a segment.
How far we're going to go. Yeah, the Mariners had a guy ejected. Did you see this guy that threw his bat at the other guy, at the pitcher at the AAA game?
I did.
Yeah. The Mariners outfielder Victor Robles was ejected from a minor league game during a rehab assignment with the AAA Tacoma on Sunday after he was nearly hit by an inside pitch, and he then tossed his bat at the pitcher.
Can't do that.
No, you can't throw your bat at the pitcher.
Sounds like temper problems.
The Dodgers, by the way, emerged from their rough stretch to sweep the Padres over the weekend.
Oh, wow.
Just when you thought
That'd be disheartening as a Padres fan. You come in there, there's blood in the water. You've taken over first place. You can really distance yourself, and instead you get swept. You go from up a game to down 2 games. That's tough.
That's right. Got that ass swept. Brooms out.
It was tough for my Reds, too. They had a disheartening series against the Brewers. They blew an 8-1 lead in game 1. They were up 8-1.
8-1.
And then, like, in the next inning, the Brewers came out and scored 7 runs.
Yeah.
Made it 8-8. They ended up winning that game, I believe, 10-8.
You know what they say? That's baseball.
That is baseball. And then in game 2, it was an extra innings loss. You lost 6-5. Did end the Brewers' win streak, though. The win streak is over. You're able to get at least 1 game yesterday. And that was talking baseball.
Well, while we're on baseball, we're not done yet.
Oh, okay.
Drew Gilbert. How about his big home run? How about that? Drew Gilbert hits a home run.
Almost hit it into McCovey Cove.
McCovey Cove.
Almost. He hit it there where Barry Bonds used to hit it all in the water. He didn't quite get it out of the stadium, but he gave it a nice shot and had one of his patented bat flips. You know, he knew it was gone whenever he hit it and kind of enjoyed it a bit. But shout out to Drew Gilbert. He has made it to the big leagues, and you know, I feel like might be there to stay.
What a cool place to be able to hit a home run.
Yeah.
I mean, San Francisco, that's got to be up there, right, in terms of ballparks you'd want to hit a home run in. Is that number 1?
I mean, if you tell me I can hit in the Cove, I'd say maybe it's top 3 at that point. I think hitting a moonshot over the Green Monster would be number 1, though.
Fenway, yeah.
Just hitting a real towering shot over the Green Monster, I think, would be the coolest.
Yeah.
Second coolest would be like hitting in that little basket right above the ivy for the Cubs at Wrigley. They got that little basket that comes out. I think it'd be cool to drop one in right there.
Okay. Not as familiar with that one.
Then hitting one in the Cove would be up there as well. That'd probably be number 3.
Yeah. Hitting one into the shopping center in Atlanta.
Wow, he hit that one all the way to the bar over there.
Yeah. He knocked that one right into the Calvin Klein store. Wow.
He hit one to the Chop House. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Scotty Scheffler won.
That guy's a machine, man.
Some kind of thing. BMW championship, whatever that is.
That guy's a machine.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just a winner. He went into Sunday, down 4 strokes. Didn't matter. Robert McIntyre just fell apart. He went 3 over. Scheffler went 3 under. Add that up. That's a 2-shot win for Scotty Scheffler. And, it gets the ball rolling. It continues, the build-up to the 2025 Ryder Cup. You had everybody in attendance chanting, USA, USA, USA. Of the top 10, it was a nice mix between Americans and people from other parts across the world. McIntyre and Fleetwood are I was going to say British, but
Fleetwood Mac.
What is Robert McIntyre's sign? What flag is this? At number 2. What flag is that?
When they're in the
that arrow. What flag is that?
When they're in the grouping.
What flag is that?
Fleetwood Mac. Number 2. I don't know what flag that is.
You don't know the flag that is?
It's a blue flag with a white X in the middle. Bubba,
Bubba don't know.
It's
as a Scottish.
That would probably check
Scottish?
out. Yeah, Scotland.
Yeah, he's Scottish.
Yeah, he's Scottish. Good call by you, Bubba.
Scottish. Scotty doesn't know.
So you had a Scot. You had 2 British guys right there in the top 6 with 3 Americans. So it had some Ryder Cup flair to it. But Scotty Scheffler wins again. Guy's a beast. Guy's a monster.
Caleb Williams was sharp in his preseason debut. I think it sets a tone for us as a team, he said, as the Bears demolished Buffalo Bills team with none of its starters, 38-0.
No, but he needed some good stuff on. He needed something to feel good about. He needed something good on film because he's been really getting clowned. You know, for this last one I saw had the Bears doing plays like at half speed, which I don't know if it's normal or not, but it wasn't being posed as if it was normal. They were posing it as if Caleb Williams needs it because the game's too fast. He's having trouble figuring stuff out. So they walked through it basically at half speed to let it click for him. What he was supposed to do on plays and what he's supposed to read and everything. That combined with the open practice videos that came out about a month ago, it's not been a good offseason for Caleb Williams. So I guess it's good for him to get at least a little positive reinforcement. 6 of 10, 107 yards, a touchdown. Pretty good for him. Gives them some reason, I guess, to believe that they are headed in the right direction. That's the only touchdown drive he had, though.
Their coach, Ben Johnson, said he's been really locked in. Anytime you're a young player, there's a couple of steps forward and one step back, and that's been the story of this training camp. He and I have been really open and honest about it as we've gone through it. He's had some really good practices, and he's had a couple where it's not good enough, which means bad.
Now, he did have a second drive, and they got to midfield and had to punt.
Yeah.
So he went 1 for 2 in his drives, which is progress for them.
He ain't got it. And one other note for you here. Alabama running back Jam Miller will miss the opener against Florida State. According to sources, ESPN here, it says Jam Miller, the Tide's top returning rusher, suffered an upper body injury in a scrimmage Saturday. He will miss the August 30th opener at Florida State. He had to have a procedure, it says, on Saturday.
Savion Hyder announces his commitment date. That's another headline for you. Tomorrow.
Yes.
He is going to announce what school he is going to tomorrow afternoon. You think the Michigan news affects that at all? Probably not, right? It's not like they're getting like really any big time punishments. I wouldn't think that's connected at all.
The Michigan news, what?
Just Michigan getting in trouble. I mean, because it's been thought to be Tennessee versus Michigan for a long time.
I mean, if anything, it'd be a positive, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, if anything, it'd be a positive for Tennessee. Oh, you're saying it's a positive for Michigan?
For Michigan. The fact that they're not getting any sort of like postseason ban or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, maybe it's a positive for Michigan. Actually.
I don't think it really.
This is a black eye. Like, you know, they got caught cheating is essentially what they are now stamped as cheaters. Now it didn't cost them really anything other than money, but they did get stamped as cheating.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to have any impact on Savion Hyder's decision.
No, I don't think so.
I'd be more worried about it the other way, of them being able to tell him now, like, hey, were you worried about whether or not we could go to the postseason? Well, look here, no punishment.
Not giving up on him at all. Not giving up on him at all. But as of right now, I'm just, bracing for Michigan. I'd like to be pleasantly surprised. Now, on the flip side, a lot of positive momentum with Tennessee and Tristan Keys.
Why are you bracing for Michigan?
Just as a coping mechanism.
I mean, do you think it's trending that way, or
there was some updates like last week that made it sound like Michigan was a little bit more likely than Tennessee, but this one's been very close to the chest, to the vest. I'm not saying it's going to be Michigan. I don't have any recruiting inside information. I'm just saying from a personal coping standpoint, I'm preparing for Michigan, and I'd like to be pleasantly surprised. But that's kind of how I went into the Utah one as well, when we were able to go out and steal the number one player out of Utah and game to come to Tennessee. I was bracing for Utah there, and I was pleasantly surprised. It's like, oh, Tennessee was able to go out and get this guy. Okay. Go ahead, Bubba.
So going back to the Michigan and their terrible, terrible punishments, do we think anything will happen in the future maybe surrounding South Carolina.
No. You mean like from that sign stealing scandal?
Yes.
No. If nothing happened in Michigan, nothing's going to happen in South Carolina. I don't think, at least. I haven't seen that as a possibility that other teams would be implicated. To me, Bubba, like the punishment the NCAA handed down, and I guess Michigan's subsequent appeal, that'll end it as far as like trouble goes. I would imagine you pass out your ruling there, and if you're the NCAA, you move on. I'm so gun shy about saying this guy's last name, the Salisi Moa, but like Salisi Moa. Yeah, is it Mwai as well? Because I got Jackson Mwai, I got Wendell Mwai. Oh, I know these Samoans. You know we got. Well, that's the thing. MOE, MOI, yeah, MOE and MOA. Yeah,
But I and E are pronounced the same, so I'm nervous about A.
Mo, I don't know.
But yeah, like I'm bracing for bad news with Savion, but that's just, like I said, a coping mechanism. I'd like to be pleasantly surprised. I gotta say though, between the good news of Tristan Keys, they got me pretty fired up, and then I was reading an update, and I know most people are gonna laugh or not really care, but you had Olivia Edwards, a big time women's basketball player. She put out a statement that was basically talking about how much she loved Tennessee and the effort they're putting in to recruit her. And I couldn't help but notice in this picture of her sitting on top of like a goal that there's two Adidas basketballs behind her. We know Trista Keys running around with Adidas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't help but notice.
This is a Lady Vols target here.
Yeah, but like a top number like one of the top players in the country.
Yeah, well,
I know you don't care about women. You just pretend like you care about the Lady Vols.
Well,
like
no,
you used to always be like, oh, I care about the Lady Vols, but like,
well, then Pat's. I mean, I cared when it was.
No,
Pat Summit.
this was during Holly Warlick's time that you cared.
Well, I tried until things fell off a cliff.
Well, they were pretty good last year. I'm excited to see. Yeah, I think so. They beat UConn. You had that in your damn top 10 Vols wins of the Danny White era.
Yeah, they beat UConn, but they weren't a contender. They weren't a real.
I didn't say they were a contender.
You said they're pretty good.
I said they're
Okay,
yes.
Well, when you tell me pretty good
is
not Lady Vols,
pretty good is not championship.
When we're talking
contender,
Lady Vols, buddy,
they were better last year than they had been the 2 years before.
Yeah, but I expect gold when we're talking Lady Vols. You tell me the Lady Vols are pretty good, I expect a championship. I expect a Final Four. That's the standard.
Well, that's funny. You used to do backflips for Holly Warlick's Elite Eights. You used to, everyone's so tough on her. Everyone remembers.
What are you talking?
The people who
didn't
listen
even
to
know
this show.
me then.
What?
What are you talking about? She got
And Kim Caldwell's
when did
first
Holly
season,
Warlick
she took him
get
to the
fired?
Sweet 16.
What, Bubba?
In Kim Caldwell's first season, she took him to the Sweet
Yeah, I know
16.
that ain't the standard. I know they're fine. They're fine.
Well,
That's what
the
they're.
sta-
Yeah, he said they're
In the
pretty
first
good.
season, we're getting to postseason.
Pretty good is not championship level,
They all
dumbass.
make the Sweet 16
No, only
all
16.
make the Sweet 16.
Only 16 teams make it.
Yeah, all the Tennessee coaches.
I
make
didn't
the
know
Sweet
you and
16.
Holly Warlick was
The-
coaching.
the Sweet
That's a
16
great
is not
attempt
the
at
standard.
gaslighting. That's a great attempt at gaslighting, saying I didn't know you and
What are
Holly
you
Warlick
talking
was
about?
coaching.
The Sweet 16 is not the standard. It's nowhere close. Give me a break. They're pretty good. They were
This guy
pretty good.
This
They
guy
were-
put the win over
they were
UConn at number
fine.
9 on his top 10 list, and now he's going to say
It was to represent them.
So to pander.
They needed to be represented.
So to
no,
pander,
it's to
you were
represent.
pandering.
No, it's called
Your DEI
no,
list.
it's not pandering.
It is pandering.
It's like the Rooney Rule. You got to have a place. You
Some
got to
people
have
say the Rooney Rule is pandering.
Well, I mean, maybe it is, but that's not for me to decide.
Oh, the Lady Vols, they always give me good clicks on
Saying
my
they
articles.
were pretty good. They were not pretty good.
They were pretty good.
They were fine.
They were a top 16 team in the country. That's
They
pretty
were
good.
Fine. They were not pretty good. With this,
Top
with
16
these
is pretty good.
recruits- With these recruits
No,
coming in,
stay on that side. Stay on that side.
You're not even you're not a fan. What are
Stay
you
on that-
talking
what do you
about?
mean I'm not
You're
a fan? I watched like 20
you watch
games
the
last
WNBA.
year.
You don't watch college
I watched
basketball.
20 Lady Vol games last year.
You don't watch
At
the
least.
Lady Vols. Stop
Yeah,
lying.
I
You're
do.
A liar.
Kim Caldwell was a money making machine last
You're
year
a
on the
liar.
cash and the over every time.
You watch the WNBA. You don't.
I do watch the WNBA,
Barely watch the.
and I watch the Lady Vols as well.
I watched as many Lady Vols games
That
as
is
you did.
not correct at all.
The UConn game.
Nope. I watched.
The
I would
tournament
say I
game.
watched every bit of 20 games last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny story.
Yeah. I
I
did.
bet you did. That's hilarious.
was streaming the game out of out and about, watching us play Iowa. I remember that one. That's how Lady Vol and Iowa.
When she gets her talent in here.
No, you stay on that side.
The recruiting looks great.
No bandwagon.
The recruiting looks great.
Well, I was trying to give you an update on her getting her damn Nada Met. She's got the top 4 player in the country that's talking about coming here. This girl can dunk. Big O can dunk.
She's already signed some incredible talent.
I know, but she's getting ready to take it to another level.
Yeah. Well, that'll be very exciting.
Stay on that side.
What side are you talking about?
The non-Lady Vol side.
Do you think I'm not a fan of the Lady Vol?
The doesn't care side.
Who do you think I'm a fan of?
I don't think you're a fan of anybody. You don't care. Stay on that side.
Stay
over there.
I've been loving the Lady Vols since I was 4 years old. I was 4 years old. I love the Lady Vols. I used to have a magazine about Pat Summit. The whole thing was about her. She was on the cover, and
now here you are on the radio, snarling your nose up.
Well, I mean, I simply said her.
This all started because you didn't. You rolled your eyes at me giving you an update on the number 4 player in the country. The number 4 player in the country that has Adidas ties, saying she loved the Lady Vols. That's all I was doing. You scoffed at the update.
I imagine Pat would agree. We've had some pretty rough years. I hope we're coming back to the standard.
I would say that she would say, "Hey, that's when you need to support them more than ever, not scoff at the idea."
When did I scoff?
Bubba, you saw him scoff. That's where this all started.
When did I scoff?
The fact I gave you an update.
I've never scoffed in my life. I don't even know what it means to scoff.
Guys claiming to be a big Lady Vols fan. You know who the hell Tamika Catchings was just a couple of days ago.
What are you talking about?
Hell,
I didn't know who Tamika Catchings was.
That's what a listener wrote in.
Who wrote that in?
Said Cody didn't know who Tamika Catchings was 3 weeks ago.
Okay, again, another lie.
I'm just telling you what the text
coming out of the blue.
I
what do you think? I don't know Shamika Holtzclaw either.
I feel like if somebody said it, you'd proven you didn't know her. I believe we had a conversation about it. I'll get to the bottom of it.
If you think I didn't know Tamika Catchings, you're an idiot.
Big Lady Vols fan.
Anyone who thinks I didn't know who Tamika Catchings was is a total dumbass.
We'll get to the bottom of it while the accusation flew out. Bubba, send us a break. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is FanRun Radio.
Hey, Knoxville. Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, 0 carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
Proposed college football playoff expansion, because the rumors are saying that a 24, 28, 30 team college football playoff may be headed our way. The Big Ten is now pushing the idea. I guess the Big Ten says, hey, we're tired of all this damn talk, arguing back and forth with these other conferences about guaranteed spots, how we're going to fill out 12 to 14, 16 team playoffs. Let's just make it simple and make some more money, and let's go to 24 or 28. The idea of the proposal, Cody, has the SEC and Big Ten getting 7 spots each. The ACC and Big 12 getting 5 spots each. The Group 5 getting 2. And then possibly 2 more at-large bids after that. To which I say that's really, really stupid. That after all that, we still like, hey, let's give 2 more spots away.
That's just penciling Notre Dame in every year. Like, basically, no matter their record.
Yeah.
If it's 8-4 or better, hell, I don't. When you get to that many teams, maybe 7-5 will do it. I don't even know. 8-4 probably.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the Notre Dame aspect of it, which maybe it would make sense for other teams to try to go independent to compete for one of those at-large bids.
You might as well just call the other at-large Notre Dame. Just say, 7 SEC, 7 Big Ten, 5 ACC, 5 Big 12, Notre Dame spot.
It's a fair point.
I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. You just keep lowering the standard, lowering the bar of what a good team is. You would have teams that could make a case for getting in at 7-5, right?
No.
At that point?
No, I don't think so.
A couple of key
7
wins.
7-5, no.
A couple of quality wins.
Because
you beat Georgia. Yeah, we're 7-5, but hey, we beat Georgia.
No one finishes ranked at 7-5.
If you beat Georgia.
No one finishes ranked at 7-5, right? Last year
they finished ranked at 8-5, but that's after the bowl game.
I don't even know how many would finish. No, last year, if you just look at the top 25 last year, no one finished 8-5 either. Colorado was number 25 at 9-4.
Yeah, well, that's just last year. It's happened.
Like in the history of the sport, sure, probably. But like in 2023, 10-4, 13-1 was down at the bottom. 13-1 Liberty.
Who was 13? Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I need to see like a 9-4 Kansas or a 10-4 Iowa.
Either way, 8-4 is not, not great. Texas was 8-5 in 2022, and so was South Carolina. They were both in the top 25. So maybe 7-5 won't do it, but if you win your bowl game, then you're in there. You're going to tell me a 7-5 Texas though they're leaving out
in what year?
2022. South Carolina too. Both those teams finished 8-5.
Yeah, I mean both
assume
those teams were 8-4.
Yeah.
At the end of the regular season and ranked in the top 20.
Mhm.
So maybe you're just not getting punished really for a bowl game. Of course, you wouldn't have a full bowl game to decide. You'd have 12 games to decide.
Well, also
the South Carolina team also beat. That was the year they beat 2 top 10 teams back-to-back weeks, basically.
I think that also 7-5 could be possible just looking at the standings. Like if you're taking the top SEC teams, could there be a year where the 7th team is 7-5? I mean,
I find that even harder to fathom in a 16-team conference that you could have a 7-5 team be 7th in the conference.
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, you probably need to be 8-4, but 7th. I mean, that's almost halfway down. It doesn't sound good.
I mean, no, but 9 teams last year in the conference were 5-3 or better.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to schedule, like, if you're scheduling just bums outside the.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not going to go 7-5 overall and 5-3 in the conference. I find that to be very, very hard to do.
I mean, you just have to go 2-2 in the non-conference, right?
Right, but most teams only have one non-conference game.
Most teams, yeah.
That matters. And then you're not getting in the playoff. I mean, yeah, if you could lose to Troy and still go 5-3 in the SEC, okay, maybe. But I think the idea is that they would have basically when they say make the playoff. They would. I think the idea is have a play-in tournament around their conference championship, like leading to that last week in conference championship week. They'd already kind of talked about the idea of like an SEC play-in where you'd have, 3 through 6 playing for a spot, a guaranteed spot, if you will. That was even in like the 14 or 16 team proposal. In this scenario, I guess they're just saying the play-in would be officially making the playoff, and you'd have, your conference champion, the guy who lost the conference championship, and then, maybe 6 other teams getting to play in it. I don't know. That was one of the things I saw.
The 7th place team in 2023 would have been 7-6. Of course, that was before Texas and Oklahoma came in.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, with an expanded conference, you probably wouldn't see that.
In what year?
2023, which, we still had divisions back then, but I'm just looking at the records, top 3, top 4. They'd
have been 8th.
The 7th place team would have been 7-6.
Who is that? A&M?
Yeah, it would have been A&M or Kentucky, just based on record. Both those teams were 7-6.
Yeah, A&M was 4-4 in conference. They had a better conference record, but yeah, they went 7-6 and went 4-4 in the SEC. So yeah, I guess they did have one of those schedules we talked about.
But that was before expansion, so it probably wouldn't happen now. 8-4 would probably be the standard, but I don't really like it.
Who the hell? They lost to App State and lost to.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay, lost to App State. They went 4-4 in conference. Ugh, that's gross.
Not good, Bob.
No, that's disgusting. There's some things that give, like, the fact that they turned down the extra money to expand the college basketball tournament, to expand March Madness. That happened recently, right? That happened just a couple months ago where they said, we're going to hold off. We're staying at 68. That gives me a little hope that it's not just a straight money grab. Gives me a little hope that they're just not willing to sell out and just do anything that makes them more money. But football money is a lot different than like, hey, here's an extra night of play-in basketball. Here's an extra night of, basically 2 games, 3 games, 4 games of of play-in basketball for the 65th to 70th best teams in the country. Getting more top 25 college football matchups, that's a different animal.
Yeah, I don't know. Would it ruin the sport, or would it make it way more interesting in November and December? I mean, when you talk about having the play-in thing, I don't like it like off, first glance because it's new. But when you talk about the play-in aspect of it, I mean, I think you could make the case that November and December would be pretty exciting.
They'd just be getting closer and closer just to being a completely watered-down version of the NFL, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, will I watch the play-in games? Will I watch the playoff games that are, teams trying to play their way in? Yeah, I'd watch them. Like, would I be happy if Tennessee was in a play-in game versus going to a meaningless bowl game? Sure, yeah. But, last year's Alabama-Oklahoma game wouldn't have meant anything.
You don't think it's a good idea to be more like the NFL?
Not if you're just an inferior version of it.
I mean, college football's wildly popular.
Right, but it's not as good as the NFL.
No, but it's second only to the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
well, yeah, they've been second and they've been wildly popular doing it without doing the NFL version.
Yeah. I don't know if it ruins it. Like, we're all still going to watch, right?
Yes and no. I'd be less likely to watch Alabama, Oklahoma. I'd be less likely to make time to watch Florida, Ole Miss. I'd be less likely to watch those games in November, like Georgia, Georgia Tech. I'd had zero reason to watch it.
I think games like that people would still watch because those are big brands. Like we still watch the Jags and Titans play.
No, we don't.
On Sundays.
No, we don't.
What are you talking about?
No, we don't. You don't watch Jags Titans play. You put on Red Zone. You don't watch Jags Titans.
I put on Red Zone, but I'm talking about just the average NFL fan.
No, the average NFL doesn't. The average NFL fan's going to watch what's in their market, like what's on TV.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Whatever game is in your market, you're still watching
it. And if it's Jags Titans, you're going to put on Red Zone. You're not going to watch it.
Well, not everybody has Red Zone. Some people just watch the games that are in their market.
They're going to put on Fox if that's the case.
I mean,
but you're not talking
about the NFL is on the TV on Sunday.
But you're not talking about teams and markets in this scenario. You're talking about you caring about games outside of your scope. Like, yes, I'll still watch Tennessee Titans games. I'll still watch Tennessee Vols games. I'm saying I will all of a sudden wouldn't watch Indiana, Ohio State. I all of a sudden wouldn't care about, like I just said, Florida versus Ole Miss or Oklahoma versus Alabama. Those would be outside of my quote-unquote market for this comparison. I watched those games because they were right there at the cutoff of 12-team playoff being in or out and affecting my team directly.
I think most football fans are still going to be watching. They're going to be watching Oklahoma and Alabama. Like, that's just your common fan's still going to be watching it. Like, either you sit down and watch football or you don't sit down and watch football, the way I see it. Like, people who watch college football are still going to watch college football.
Yeah, the bad Thursday night games have, half the viewership of the good Sunday night, Monday night games.
Well, they're also not on TV. And they're on Amazon Prime, right?
Well, these games also wouldn't be standalone games. They'd be games lost in the shuffle of other games as well. Like the NFL prime time is one-off games too. Like this one, you have to go out of your way and choose it over other, 3 other games that are on TV.
I think football fans are football fans. I don't think it's gonna.
Then why aren't they going to watch the bad Thursday night football games?
Well, I just told you they're on Amazon Prime.
But football fans are football fans, no?
Not to subscribe necessarily an extra.
If you're
$16 a month for Amazon Prime.
If you're a football fan, you're not going to draw the line at $16 a month. Like you're gonna make sure you have
straw man pulling that out against.
No, it's not
network TV games.
If you are
Amazon Prime game,
if you are a football fan, you are going to have the subscription services that have football on them.
I'm talking about the common fan, the average fan, not necessarily the big brain fan. Like, not everybody's going to sign up for Amazon Prime. It's just not going to happen.
The real football fans are.
Like
Well,
anywhere from
football
average
fan.
football fan and up is probably going to have Amazon Prime at this point because they're going to know they're not going to be able to watch their Thursday night football games or even playoff games.
You can define a real football fan however you want, but
do you not have Amazon Prime?
I have Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Are you sure? You sound defensive about this.
You try to gatekeep people's fandom over not having Amazon Prime.
I'm not gatekeeping them.
Ridiculous.
You're the one saying football fans were football fans who watch football, and I'm saying
bringing a Thursday night football rating to the table. I mean, what a straw man. What a compare that to network TV. I mean, come on. It's
you think all these
app.
games are on network TV? I mean, some
app.
of these games are on ESPN and Fox Sports 1. That's not network TV.
We were talking about the markets, the games you get in your markets. I mean,
that's not how it works in college football.
They
don't put the Vols on ABC unless it's on ABC. It's on ESPN a lot of times.
Well, it's whatever they show you on ESPN. I mean, you know what channels to go to find it.
But it's not network TV. Do you know what network TV is? ABC.
Yeah, I know
CBS.
what network TV is.
Those are only the national games.
Okay,
You don't,
network
in the NFL,
cable,
you
whatever.
get those games. The Titans come on CBS if they're in your market. In
Right.
college football, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, everybody's going to get ESPN, ESPN2, and SEC Network too, though, as part of their package. Like network/cable.
If they have cable, sure. But I mean,
everybody's got cable.
So I can't say that everyone should have Amazon Prime, but you should say everyone should have an extra cable
It's
subscription.
much more
That's
common.
It's more expensive to have a cable package than
It's
it
much
is to
more
have
common.
Amazon Prime.
It's much more common for the average fan to have cable.
I
than
was
it is
wondering
for
at
them
what
to
point
have
we
Prime.
quit gatekeeping. Okay, but ESPN's okay to assume.
No, you're making a really dumb argument. It's much more common that the average football fan would have cable than they would Amazon Prime at this point. Now we're going closer towards streaming. We're getting there. Eventually everybody's going to have the Prime, the Netflix, all this stuff. But right now it's more likely they'd have cable channels. ESPN, ESPN2, SEC Network. I really don't know what point you're trying to make.
How many people do you think have an Amazon Prime subscription?
I mean, I have no idea how many people.
You think the number is higher or lower than people that have cable subscriptions?
It's lower than the number of people who are watching ESPN. I can tell you that. More people are watching ESPN for sports than they are Amazon Prime for sports.
Well, no, now you're changing the argument.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
It's about accessibility. 220 million
We're
people
talking about
across
where people are watching football.
180 million Americans have Amazon Prime.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're talking about where they're watching football.
And
Just
football
because they have
fans,
Amazon Prime doesn't make them football fans.
And your argument is that football fans will watch football wherever it's at, right? Was that not your argument? Football fans will watch football. Was that not the argument?
People having an Amazon Prime subscription. What percentage of those people are football
I'm
fans?
saying the games that don't matter as much
30%?
won't get watched as much. That's my argument. Bad football doesn't get watched as much as good football.
Yeah, and
games that don't matter as much don't get watched as much as games that do matter.
Yeah, but you call it Alabama, Oklahoma a bad game. Like
that would have last year. That would have been an irrelevant game in a 28-game playoff spot.
It's not irrelevant because it's Alabama versus Oklahoma. Like the average fan is going to watch that because of those brands.
No one's lining up to watch Oklahoma because of their brand anymore. It's not 1970.
It's
not even like 2005.
It is to a lot of people watching college football. You don't even consider people that are older or people that are just like watching football for football. You're looking at it at too much of an intellectual standpoint.
And
There's people that just sit down and watch the football game. They're like, oh, Alabama, Oklahoma, that's a good one.
Okay.
Just regular folk is what I'm talking about.
All right. I think people like watching football that matters more than games that don't matter. That's my ultimate argument. Let's go to break, Bubba. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
You're listening to FanRun Radio, the sports humans.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
This is Coach Josh Heupel. In football and life, you need a solid defense to protect what matters most. That's where Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee comes in. Score peace of mind with Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols. They're your line of defense. FBITN.com.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance of the Tennessee Vols. I'm here to be that line of defense for all your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871 and go Vols.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Are you ready to make your dream home a reality? Hi, I'm Bo Kregner, and here at the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, we know that finding the perfect home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding your sanctuary, your future, your happiness. Our team is dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey towards home ownership. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we're here to help. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or just visit us online at bonowshouses.com.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Is your smile ready for the spotlight? Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco, and at Knoxville Smiles, we make every visit a reason to smile. From routine cleanings to dazzling cosmetic treatments, our experienced team uses the latest technology to keep your teeth healthy and your smile bright. With a warm, welcoming atmosphere and personalized care, we're here to make sure you leave feeling your best. Don't wait. Your perfect smile is just a call away. Book your appointment today at 865-539-1776 or online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
$20 million people have signed up since 2022 for Amazon. 20 million extra people as it went. Thursday Night Football, I was reading just some of the stuff they claim, they boast. Has been a success for Amazon in terms of getting people signed up. It is a part of a growing issue, though, where you're going to have a whole bunch of different subscriptions to watch a whole different variety of things in sports. Paramount Plus, if you want to watch the UFC. Bubba, did you order that fight or did you illegally stream it? Never mind. Don't answer that. I already know the answer.
Criminal.
I know the answer.
I was out in Idaho watching that stream over the weekend.
How does a VPN work? Like, is it very easy to get one? You just have to pay for one? I've never quite understood it. Like, can I get one and then say I'm in Texas and not be in Texas?
Yes.
And that's pretty easy to do? You just set it wherever you want it to say?
Yeah.
Is it illegal to have one?
I'm not a lawyer.
To have a
I wouldn't
VPN?
think so, since there's
No.
a lot of companies that openly broadcast this, but also like could just be like global, you know?
Didn't we used to have a VPN like sponsor?
I don't know. Who would that have been?
I feel like we had somebody that was like, or maybe Russ or.
What about if you're like getting one and you're saying you're in a different place though? Like, is that illegal?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I mean, immoral maybe.
What is LifeLock? Don't we have a Is that a VPN? That's probably not a VPN. One of those cowherd commercials was a VPN thing.
Because like I only hear about people doing like nefarious stuff with it. Like, oh, I want to play online poker and gamble. Well, I'm going to say I'm in Canada. Now I can play poker. I'm skirting the rules, the federal rules of that state.
I think the premise of a VPN is completely legal, but the uses, because like at its core, it's just like this virtual private network.
Okay.
Which would mean that, you know, like, I mean, let me thought process this here. Okay, so private, probably not as many like ads coming in and stuff, you know. But then,
and you're staying somewhat off the grid, maybe, like, or not even off the grid, but just protecting your server. I don't know either. I don't really understand it.
I guess like with cache and cookies and stuff like that.
And like I said, I just know people use them to say they're places where they're not.
Is that how you say that? Cache?
That's maybe, I don't know. That's how I say it.
When it says clear your cache, is that what it means?
Yeah. How do you say it?
I think I just said catch. I don't know. I know the word cache, but I didn't know that's what that word was. You know what I mean?
I take it as cache, but that doesn't mean anything. I think I pronounce a lot of stuff wrong in my head when I read it, but I always read it as cache.
I was on a website the other day that was a cookie website, and it said, "Do you want to clear your cookies?" Which I thought was funny because it was actually a cookie website. I think it was the Crumble website, but they like made a thing about it.
To take everything out of your cart that you had tried to order.
Yeah,
you cleared the cookies.
It's like, but I didn't want you following me. I didn't want the ad trackers following me. So, but I want the cookies. You know, the two different kinds of cookies. Yeah, classic. Anyway, so yeah, 28 teams in the playoff, huh? That'll be fun.
Bubba, what were your thoughts on that?
The main question I feel like people would have is, does that mean more football, or is it just different implications based on each game at the end of the season and then, you know, for these first couple bowl games?
I'd imagine that in the play-in scenario, especially the ones that's done like conference championship weekend, I'd imagine if they were to do that, you would still make a bowl game if you lost that game. Like, I don't imagine that you'd lose a play-in game, then you just, like, your season's over, because the bowl season would, you know, bowl games would cease to exist if that was the case. So I would assume that, like, it would mean more football when you put it that way, because Tennessee, for instance, if you had made the play-in game and lost, you'd still make a bowl game, so technically you'd play 14 games, so you'd get an extra game. I'd imagine how they'd do it, Bubba.
I mean, I'm never going to turn down more football.
See, I disagree. There's a certain level of football I would turn down.
But also, I don't
XFL.
like the idea of it just being like a, you know, half Big Ten, half SEC, and then maybe like two other teams scattered in.
No, yeah,
you know? That doesn't excite me.
Well, this wouldn't. This would have 5 ACC teams and 5 Big 12 teams.
I think if you're a football guy,
What about the Sun Belt? What about the?
Well, they get 2 Group 5s,
the MAC,
2 Group 5s, 2. That's more than they've had, which is why I think that like the Big Ten has proposed this, is like you basically can't say no to this if you're the ACC or the Big 12. Like you can play hardball with this, and then we'll go back and just stay at 12, or who knows? The Big 10 and SEC could always threaten to leave. I understood the ACC and Big 12 saying, "Hey, no, we don't want to set up a playoff system where we pretty much only get 2 or 3 teams and everyone else gets 6 or 7. That's dumb for us." But in this one, hey, you can't say no other conferences, because now instead of 2 or 3 teams, you're guaranteed at least 5.
5 ACC teams seems excessive.
Now that, at that point, Cody, like when you look at those ACC or Big 12 schools, I'd imagine if you went through their conferences most years,
well, let's do an exercise.
You might be able to find a couple of 7 and 5 teams that would be in consideration there, because I'd say they lose much more of their non-conference games.
Yeah, that would check out.
Would have been Georgia Tech last season.
Would it have?
I mean, we saw they played Georgia.
Yeah, they took Georgia to the wire. What a dumb overtime game.
Last year, 5-3 in the top 5 would have gotten it done in the ACC. 5-3.
Them only getting 5 instead of 7
would keep it from being too watered
down.
Yeah,
maybe.
You pretty much would have to go at least 5-3 to be a top 5 team.
Yeah, like last year would have been SMU, Clemson, Miami, and then, Syracuse, Duke, Louisville, and Georgia Tech were all 5-3.
Georgia Tech was 5-3 though, and they were 7-6 overall.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Now they lost their bowl game. They lost to Georgia. They lost 2 in a row and whatever. But like I don't know how the tiebreakers shook out between Syracuse, Louisville, and Georgia Tech.
This has Georgia
Duke.
Tech last among the 5-3 teams. So
Below Duke.
Yeah,
I was going to say
this is from the ACC website.
ESPN has them ahead of Duke, but
this is the ACC website. But I don't know how I don't know if they're supposed to be in order or.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going alphabetical, so I don't know.
We'll see. Like I said, they did show at least a little ability to turn down money when they refused to expand the March Madness tournament. They didn't just take as much money as possible there, so maybe they would pump the brakes on this, but it's crazy. We got 1 year of a 12-team playoff, and now they just expand.
Do you hate it? Because I don't know if I hate it.
28 feels gross.
I don't know if I like it either, but I don't like. I feel like I just have to see it, you know. But the problem is with seeing it is then you can never go back. Like they're not going to go to 24, 28 and then go back, right? I mean, at that point, it is what it is.
Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. FanRun Radio.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
If you're looking for a sports talk show that gets to the bottom of the biggest sports topics, then check out Under Review on FanRun Radio. I'm Bob Baskerville, and every day, Sam Beard and I cover the latest news on the Vols. We also widen our view to cover what's hot in the SEC. From local and national media pros to the coaches and players we all root for, we have the best guests and experts anywhere. So tune in weekdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on AM 1340, FM 105.7, or stream live on our free app. It's Under Review on FanRun Radio.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah. They specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
The phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted.
A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FANRUN Radio.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power rankings, Tuesday trivia. John Reed and Cody going wild, no Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ay. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zen. Ay. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville. Ay. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ay. Morning booming from
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's hit some Hour 3 headlines. What you got, Cody?
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Well, the ESPN host Monica McNutt had a real nutty take. You familiar with this woman, Monica McNutt?
Oh, Baldy. I don't know if I can say she's bald or not, but I'm bald.
That sounds like problematic there. Little
yeah, maybe
Jada Pinkett Smith type.
Yeah, well, everyone, Chris Rock can do it. I can do it.
Well, he paid the price for it. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know who's going to come in here and hit you, but
yeah.
Anyway, ESPN's Monica McNutt has enraged fans by.
She's not even. That's not even who I was thinking of, actually. That's maybe more problematic.
Beep.
Yeah.
Beep.
Well, it might be more problematic. The Monica McNutt was not who I was picturing. There's the other short-haired woman on Sports Center. That one probably would have been more problematic. Monica McNutt just keeps her hair short. Let's move on before I get canceled.
Well, anyway,
leave that out of the podcast, Bubba.
She has upset some fans. It was pretty bad, and Dave Portnoy of Barstool called her out. Fans are enraged because they had this guy, this Drewski. It was her, Stephen A. Smith, and Drewski. They had him on the show for some reason, and on First Take, and he was wearing a jersey. Clearly, it said Sanders on the front, but it was clearly a Lions jersey. Clearly Detroit Lions type, had the blue and the silver, like very clearly going for Barry Sanders. Anyway, she said she introduced Drewski and she said, "Hey, you're wearing a jersey there, obviously that's linked to Shedeur Sanders. Tell us about what you think about Shedeur." And then Drewski said, "No, this is Barry Sanders. Just maybe the greatest running back of all time. One of them."
I gotta say, not to defend Monica, I didn't see that jersey and think clearly Barry Sanders. No, I didn't think it was not. I didn't think it was Shedeur Sanders because I typically guys don't wear their first name on their chest.
But it's a Lions. I mean, when you see the blue and the silver, like that,
I don't even think that's really Lions color. Like to me, that's not even Lions blue, really.
Huh?
In the video I'm watching, that doesn't look like necessarily Lions blue. At least not like the Lions blue that Deion Sanders used to wear.
That Deion Sanders used
to wear? That Barry Sanders used to wear.
You're just like Monica McNutt.
I guess so.
Well,
I'm looking at this right here. I mean, that's not the same color blue to me. I don't know.
No. I mean, it's a little bit of a different shade.
It didn't look like a Barry Sanders jersey to me when I saw it.
It's a modernized Lions jersey. Like it wouldn't be the same color that's what Barry wore, but to me, though, when you make the Lions connection and Sanders, like I feel like
if you make a Lions connection,
yeah,
I mean, if you make a Lions connection, sure, and yeah, I mean, I know Barry Sanders wore number 20, but I don't know when I saw that. Like I said, I didn't think it was Shedeur, but I don't think I would have immediately went to Barry Sanders either.
Yeah, well, she's getting roasted.
Well, I think it's fair to get roasted because she had made the mistake of coming out and saying it was a Shedeur Sanders reference. But yeah, just when I saw the video, I just didn't really see Barry Sanders either, just to be fair.
Okay.
But that is a bad look for her.
WNBA players rejected a deal that would have increased their salaries quite a bit. This says from $66,000 to up to $250K to $1 million.
Wait, what?
It says they turned it down and said it was a slap in the face.
Where are we seeing this at?
This is not a reputable news outlet, but let me see if I can find it somewhere else. WNBA salaries increase. It says they turned it down. The league's latest proposal suggests a dramatic increase in salaries, with top players potentially earning over $500K.
Do we have anybody reputable writing about this? Like, I understand that the WNBA doesn't get covered too, like, broadly. Like, there's not a lot of people writing about it, but the only thing I've seen is like this.
I mean, I did get it from a tweet that's not necessarily reputable.
Okay.
So I should do some more research on that. Let's move on.
I don't think they would turn that down, but I might be wrong. Like, it's to go from $66,000 to $250,000 for a minimum salary. That would be hard for me to think they would turn that down, especially the max salary going from $250,000 to $1 million. That feels like it would be accepted, but I might be wrong. I just don't. I haven't seen anybody reputable talk about it. Be careful over here, Clay McClure.
The Minnesota Vikings are under backlash after officially bringing out their lead male cheerleader.
See, this is dumb too. See, you're on a weird side of Twitter. Like, the NFL has had male cheerleaders. Why is everyone mad about this guy?
Well, because they're doing the dances.
The Russian bots have like found this one. Like, the Titans have had like multiple male cheerleaders over the last handful of years. One of them even died, like in a car crash not too long ago.
But were they doing the dances?
Yeah, like they were
okay.
Every bit of like just in there with the cheerleaders.
Okay.
I'm confused as to why the Vikings one has gone so viral.
I don't know. It's all over Fox News though.
No,
so
I know it
this
is.
is legit.
I know it is, but like I'm confused because the Titans have had two. They had two on staff for at least like the last, I want to say at least 2 years, maybe 3. And now like the update I saw was that like the Vikings would make like the 12th team that has it. So like 11 other teams have done it, but I've only seen people talking about this Minnesota guy. Is it because people find him to be attractive or what?
I don't know. I got to say the young man Louis, I thought his dances were right in line with the females. I mean, he was hitting all the moves, you know.
It seems really weird to worry. It seems really weird for people to worry about this. I don't know. Like, are you worried that like you're going to be at the game and you won't be able to quit watching Louis? Like, are you worried that you'll miss the action because you'll be locked in on his dance moves?
I mean, it looks like he's pretty good at it to me. I mean, he's not a girl, like, so I guess you prefer to see the women out
there. What do you? But see, that's even weird. Like, what do you mean you prefer? Like, are you there to like for? I mean, I know the answer. Yes, like guys are there to oogle over cheerleaders sexually. Although, like, I don't feel like that really happens at the NFL level. Like, I don't know. At least not at games.
It's not a big deal to me, but
I made a headline. But like,
it's in the news.
Well, I am curious as to why Louis has been the one that everyone has pointed to. Because, like I said, like the Titans have had male cheerleaders before. They still do. Like the NFL teams send like their best cheerleader to the Pro Bowl, and a couple of years ago their guy went to the Pro Bowl like as a representation of like the whole team.
People are getting worked up about the dances.
Hey, this guy was doing even more dances though.
They're saying, yeah, it's fine for males to be cheerleaders, but they should be the big strong guys throwing the girls up and catching them.
I'm telling you, the Titans guys were doing the same stuff as the girls. They were not there to be picking people up and such.
I hear you. I'm just saying that's what people are saying. That's why they're
sure, that's fine. But again, I'm asking, why is this guy the one? Like,
I guess it just came to
people just have their head buried in the sand. It's like to me, it's like, hey, they found out there's a couple of lesbians playing in the WNBA.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there have been some before, way back in the day. Like, I feel like this isn't something new. Hey, these girls don't like Caitlin Clark. Okay. Sue Bird's like, yeah, I dealt with the same stuff. I don't know. I've just been confused by Louis. Is it because he's got more sex appeal? I don't know. Are people finding themselves attracted to Louis?
I don't like this. Get this boy out of here. I don't know. I don't see why people are worked up about it. I mean, he was dressed appropriately. You know, it's not like he was out there with his in a thong or something. You know, like.
Yeah, they make him wear like pants.
I mean, he covers the midsection too.
Yeah.
You know, like it. I don't know. People are upset though. The Weeknd has extended his record as the artist with the most songs with over.
There's even another male cheerleader on the Vikings. No one's really talked about that guy.
He's got long hair. He looks more like a girl.
Well, I know. I think that's why I wonder. Like, is that the tipping point?
I don't know.
People saw that long hair and like, oh, that's kind of a cute face. Wait a second, that's a man, baby. Okay, either way. The Weeknd, what?
The Weeknd has extended his record as the artist with the most songs with over 2 billion streams on Spotify.
I just don't get it with him, man.
I don't either. But he's got 9 songs with over 2 billion streams on Spotify.
He doesn't do it for me.
Me neither. To me, his songs all sound like the same song.
And that's a good uplifting song and whatever. Like when I hear him on the radio and stuff, I'm like, oh, I don't dislike The Weeknd. When he performed at the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, these are bops. But like, I've never gone out of my way to listen to The Weeknd.
I mean, yeah,
I could be completely just missing the boat here, but I've never done that.
Yeah, he doesn't really move the needle for me. But also, Howard Stern is set to speak out about we had a week or two ago the news that his show might be coming to an end, or some people said canceled. Some people said he's retiring. There's a lot of drama there with that. Apparently, he's going to speak on it. People are questioning maybe whether it was just a big publicity stunt by Howard. Maybe he's going to sign a new deal. So
maybe the moment it went public and people started like reminiscing on his career and talking about how bad he is now, like maybe it reportedly lit a fire under him. I mean, I know he said that, like he wants to go out and prove he's still got it.
Did you see where there were reports coming out that he was so repelled by Alex Cooper that Sirius executives have to physically keep him away from her when she's in studio?
He's so repelled by her?
Yeah.
Does repel mean not to like it? Like, why would he have to stay away from her if he's repelled? Like, to me, repelled means like stay away from already. No?
I think it just means like he just like really doesn't like her. But it says they have to keep him away from her when she's in studio because he just like, I don't know if he just like hates her or what, but I think Howard's got a lot of hate in his heart.
Be repulsive or distasteful to. Okay. Yeah, when I'm repelled by somebody, I stay away from them. Like that to me means just like distance yourself from.
An insider said that she just really bugs him. She gets hundreds of millions of hits and has this mega $125 million deal. And he hates that this young, bubbly woman is the big new thing.
That's just old man yelling at clouds there.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, actually.
The source claimed that it's completely turned Howard's world upside down. He's been in radio for 40 years, and this change has really shocked everyone. Because, she came up from the podcast format, of course, and her and Joe Rogan. These massive podcasters have traditional radio guys stunned.
Well, I mean, I could see him hating Joe Rogan just because of the political differences. That's actually a little surprising to me that he holds so much just like professional disdain for, though. I mean, it makes sense. Just put on like, I mean, when you think about it, like, I mean, you're not supposed to still be doing your profession at 71. That's how old he is, right? 71?
Yep.
You're not supposed to be doing that, really, at 71. I get annoyed enough at, like, the old NBA players that put down the new game just to try to put up themselves. Like,
every time Dr. J comes out and talks about his top 10 players, it's like everybody from the 70s and 80s. He thinks that they're still the 10 best basketball players of all time. And you're like, no, you're just, you're a bitter old man, or you're just trying to protect your thing. That's fine, but you're not playing basketball anymore. You don't have to compete against them. Howard Stern's doing that while also like being competition, being peers. That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, he's just, Howard was huge at a different time. Like, obviously, it's a new world out there. I mean, he's being aged out, and he used to be the king of all media.
I don't even know if he's been aged out, because I mean, like, he's 71, and they still want to sign him. They might not want to give him as much money as he thinks he's worth or whatever, but like, it's not like they're kicking him off the air, right? They're like, hey, we'll work on you, but we're just not giving you as much money as you want.
I mean, I think he should just hang it up. I mean, the guy's made a damn $1 billion, talking on the radio. Like, it was a great career, Howard,
Yeah, but he probably looks at those young people and thinks that if he retires, they win.
I don't know. I think it's just the new world. Speaking of old guys, though, Terrence Stamp died at 87. You have any thoughts on Terrence Stamp?
Yeah, R.I.P., man.
The British actor. He's I didn't know his name, but when you see his face, I recognize who he is. He was Superman back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those that, like, the name meant nothing, but when I looked at the picture, I said, oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a good level of celebrity. Oh, yeah, I know that guy. So you ain't got to worry about people harassing you.
Yeah, R.I.P. to him.
Bubba, do you have anything you want to say about him? Do you have anything you want to add?
At least he's not Dean Cain, that ICE agent.
Let's go to break. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
Streaming worldwide at FanRunRadio.com and on the free FanRun app. This is Big Orange Country's Sports Talk Radio Superstation. FanRun Radio, Knoxville.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Look out, East Tennessee. It's The Chase. Right here on FanRun Radio and Fox Sports Knoxville. Join me, Tennessee sports renaissance man Chase Thomas, and the biggest rising stars in Tennessee sports media like Ryan Shumpert, Ethan Stone, Ryan Sylvia, Caleb Jarreau, William Pattison, and so many more folks every weekday from 1 to 3 p.m. on WKGN's newest show, where we talk all things Tennessee Vols and always take your calls.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
Favorite questions we've ever gotten asked over on YouTube, FanRun TV. Seems like a very why I don't know why Josh has asked this, but he wants to know: was Brent Barry any good? Cody, do you have any thoughts on Brent Barry? Do you think he was any good?
Brent Barry?
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Brent Barry? Played 14 years in the NBA. Did win 2 championships. Was on the Spurs, for those title runs. I don't know why we got asked if Brent Barry was any good, but I mean, he was a career 9 points a game scorer. He played 14 years in the NBA. I feel like you got to be pretty good to play 14 years in the NBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 14 seasons, 6 different teams.
40% three-point shooter. I remember thinking he was a solid contributor to those Spurs teams back in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, it's not a name I've heard in a long time, or maybe ever, but yeah, I mean, based on all that, it seems like he was pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, anybody that gets to the NBA and plays 14 seasons, like, you got to be pretty good, So
now his dad. Did you say something, Bubba?
No, but apparently I looked his name up and I saw his spouse and she caught my attention. But then apparently, they divorced in 2010 for irreconcilable differences after his wife reportedly engaged in an emotional affair with Tony Parker.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what I really know him from his NBA career, is that his brother is that John Barry guy that did NBA media for a while, the bald-headed guy. B, yeah, apparently his wife cheated on him with Tony Parker. That was talked about a lot. You said just emotional cheating? They never got physical? Because I don't believe that. Tony Parker's little sexy French ass. I don't believe that.
It just said emotional affair.
And then his dad, his dad's one of the best players of all time. Rick Barry. Maybe one of the most underrated players ever in basketball, but by all accounts, a big-time jerk. I don't know. Did the Barry Sanders talk make you think of the Barry brothers? I don't know. I'll go no, not really on Brent Barry, but Rick Barry, like I said, one of the most underrated players of all time, just a big jerk. Do you have anything you want to add about the Barry boys?
No, I don't know a whole lot about them.
I'd be curious as to why Josh asked that, but so random that I figured we'd dive into it.
Shout out to Tony Parker and his choice in women.
Tony Parker is a
Eva Longoria?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, yeah. Tony Parker was with Eva Longoria during Eva Longoria's hype, the Desperate Housewives days, but then apparently cheated on her and dumped her. It would be kind of weird to be Tony Parker and everyone to feel like you're the lucky one. He's like, but I'm a Finals MVP and I make a lot of money playing basketball and I'm very attractive and I'm French.
Very interesting. Interesting player there.
A little breaking news on Tennessee football schedule. Syracuse has officially named their starting quarterback. It is Notre Dame transfer Steve Angeli. That was a name, at least, that Tennessee was linked to in terms of a name Tennessee
kicked the tires on, possibly wanted to come here and play quarterback. He was Notre Dame's backup, played in their win over Penn State, led a scoring drive right before half there. He has transferred to Syracuse and has won that job. Cody, any thoughts on Steve Angeli?
He's a redshirt junior. It says he narrowly beat out the LSU transfer Ricky Collins. I don't know who that is, but it says Ricky Collins played well during camp, according to Pete Thamel. So Steve Angeli going to be the guy. Let's see what we can find about Steve Angeli.
There's, like I said, he played against Penn State whenever
I remember that.
He came in right before half, went on a field goal drive.
It was pretty good there, wasn't he?
Do they call him Peanut Butter?
They call him Peanut Butter? I don't know. He's got a nickname?
Oh, just Peanut Butter because his last name's Angeli.
Angeli.
Oh. That's good. Very good stuff there, Bubba. It's comedy.
Did you make that up, Bubba?
Yeah, I'm taking full credit. I don't know if everybody else has, but unless he has a peanut allergy, then.
Yeah, then you're trying to kill him.
Hey, why not? Kill the competition, John.
K-Man was just kind of a check down merchant against Penn State, but did come in an important part as they were kind of dead in the water, and he got them kind of back, heading in the right direction going into halftime. 6 of 7, 44 yards.
Yeah.
Like I said, just check down. Got sacked twice.
Says that he played in 21 games for Notre Dame.
Okay.
He started the Notre Dame blowout win over Oregon State in the Sun Bowl.
Yep.
In 2023.
3 for 3 touchdowns. That I think that would be his only start. It says 21 games.
It says he played in 21. Yeah. ESPN.
That doesn't feel accurate.
Okay. Well, it's
well, I mean, I guess maybe if he came in just if you come in and kneel the ball down though, right? You get credit for a rushing stat there, right? Because he only gets credit for like 13 games in his stats. Maybe he came in and just handed the ball off a couple of times and ran the clock out. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, ESPN.com's probably not perfect. I mean,
but either way,
wrong,
saying he's played in 21 games is disingenuous either way, because some of them were just apparently him coming in and handing the ball off to end the game.
Yeah.
Experience. That feels like a far cry from Kyle McCord, though, right?
Yeah, because they were number 1 nationally in passing offense last season.
Right. Like, I think at the very least, we all agree that is a far cry from that. Kyle McCord was pretty damn good with them last year.
Damn, he set the ACC single season passing record last year.
Yep, he was good with them last year.
I didn't realize they were that good.
You know, maybe it's just hey, the system's so good. Hey, McCord was, benefiting from the coaching and everything set up. And maybe Angeli looked at that and said, hey, I could go do that. That was fun. Or maybe Kyle McCord was just really talented and was at Ohio State for a reason. You know what I mean? Like maybe he was an Ohio State quarterback for a reason. But he threw for 40, basically 4,800 yards, 34 touchdowns last year.
I know what I'd be saying if I was a Syracuse fan. I'd be saying, yeah, it was just the system. That's how good our system is.
Does that concern you at all?
A little bit. I didn't realize that Kyle McCord was the ACC single season passing record holder, but it's good that they don't have him now.
I definitely agree with that. I did not want to play Kyle McCord, and there was a time there where he was flirting with going back to school.
Yeah, I think probably safe to say that it's good that he's not there now. That would be concerning.
But yeah, he was a 5-star prospect. I don't imagine that Steve Angeli was a 5-star prospect. So like you didn't know there was talent there with McCord. To be fair to Angeli, I guess. I mean, he did end up at Notre Dame. It's not like he was at some loser program. But yeah, no, he was the 33rd ranked quarterback. He was 565th in his class, a 3-star. So quite a different talent level, you could say.
Yeah, Syracuse was pretty decent last year. I mean, they went, 10-3.
Beat Miami,
beat Georgia Tech, beat a ranked UNLV team on the road. I don't remember UNLV being ranked.
Beat them in overtime. I feel like I remember watching that game.
Beat Virginia Tech in overtime. And then in the Holiday
Beat
Bowl,
UConn by 7.
Yeah, that's not great. Although McClure did throw for 470 yards in that game. Wow.
You throw for 470 yards and you only scored 31 points, though? Like, that is kind of weird. Against UConn?
It is weird. Maybe they had some real red zone troubles.
But McClure was awesome against Washington State in the bowl game. I mean, he threw for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns. They put up a lot of yards, man. They put up 4,800 passing yards last year. So, I mean, that's a good number.
So are they running some form of the air raid? I mean, to put up that many yards, like, I wouldn't imagine their rushing totals were significant.
I mean, 592 attempts for a year is pretty damn stout.
Fran Brown.
Like you said, I can't imagine there was too much rushing going on top of that. But I think I'd be more worried here if they had a younger guy, like a talented 4-star that we didn't know much about, or if they were taking in some like star Group 5 player. Maybe that's backwards thinking, but the lowly ranked guy at Notre Dame that couldn't win the starting job, that doesn't scare me that much. It feels like a very low ceiling type of move. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fran Brown, he was the Football Writers' first-year Coach of the Year last year, and the Bear Bryant Newcomer Coach of the Year.
I think that feels fair. They weren't good at running the ball last year. I mean, they had a 3.2 yards per carry as a team.
Yeah, that's not a recipe for success, I don't think.
But their lead back had 228 carries, though, so I don't think that's straight air raid. Like, they were running the ball enough.
Yeah. I don't think it's a formula for success against Tennessee at the line of scrimmage.
No. If McCord was there still, like, sure, we'd have a different conversation. I think the spread would be a lot different, too. I think it'd be maybe even 4 or 5 points lower. I don't think Tennessee would be favored by more than 10 if McCord was playing. But he's not. And like I said, there's a low ceiling guy there instead of him. Feels like if your quarterback battle is going past like today, like you feel like you're in bad shape. I feel like most schools are going to go ahead and say like, hey, we have our guys so we could do this mock week thing. Because I imagine everyone across the country is doing what Tennessee's doing, right? Like doing a dress rehearsal this week, pretending as if it's game week to get the boys ready.
Yeah, getting the routine of what a game week will be like probably.
Yeah, so I'd imagine that you want that settled across the country.
Their 3 losses last year were to Stanford, at Pittsburgh, and at Boston College. Stanford and BC games were close, though. Could have gone either way. It was just the Pittsburgh game. They got absolutely blown out. But a pretty good team last year, though. Pretty competitive. Safe to say, I mean, they were one of the ACC's best teams. You could argue that outside of Clemson and SMU, like, maybe Miami, but they beat Miami. So,
switching gears a little bit here, another football news that we meant to get to today. Spend a little time on it here, but Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals at least open to seeing other people now, as the Bengals are now fielding offers for their best defensive player. The last 2 years with Trey Hendrickson off the field for the Bengals, do you know where they rank in pressure rate?
With him off the field, I would say not great. 30th.
What about success rate? Just winning plays.
Winning plays? What is that?
It basically is like you have a good rep. Like you give up, basically fewer than 5 yards. It depends on like what the down and distance is, but like
I mean, not very good. I don't know what the number would be, but not very good.
What about passer rating? Where do you think they rank in passer rating?
Where the Bengals rank in pass rate defensively?
Allowing, yeah, defensively. These are defensive.
Again, not good. I don't know I don't know if you're going to tell me 30th, 31st, 32nd. I mean, not good though.
They are 32nd in pressure rate, 32nd in success rate, 32nd in passer rating.
So dead last.
There are 32 teams.
Yep.
When Trey Hendrickson is on the field, they are top 12 in all 3 of those. So like,
wow.
he is a difference maker. He's not really somebody we necessarily think of among the elite. He's always kind of thought of as an afterthought when it comes to those really, really, really impactful defensive linemen. He doesn't get the same love as Watt or as, Myles Garrett or even Max Crosby. Hell, the Saints let him walk, as a young elite pass rusher, and he went to the Bengals and I think led the league in pressures the next year and sack rate. Like he's a monster.
And they are open to trading him.
But even now, the Bengals don't want to pay him. Like it's still happening for him, despite, like I said, they're top 12 in those 3 stats with him on the field. They're dead last without him, but they're still at a contract impasse. There have been 3 teams linked to Trey Hendrickson. The Browns, who are, of course, in the division, in the same state. I don't know if the Bengals would do that there. I guess the Browns thinking is, hey, let's make our strength even better. Hey, we got Myles Garrett. Let's put Trey Hendrickson there, and let's just try to win these games like 9-6.
We got Myles Garrett. We got 18 quarterbacks. Got everything we need.
The Indianapolis Colts and the Carolina Panthers. Those are the 3 teams early that have been linked to trying to go out and get All-Pro Trey Hendrickson.
Nowhere I'd want to be if I'm Trey Hendrickson.
Bubba, you see anything with the Colts and Hendrickson?
I haven't.
You've seen the Anthony Richardson's one of the main characters of the NFL coming out of the preseason week, and like he finally made like a big time throw, and he threw a great pass down the field, and he's in a bad spot because everyone is just like, oh yeah, well his running back is 10 yards open on a wheel route, and if he threw it there, it would have been a touchdown. And instead, he threw it deep down the field into double coverage. A near perfect pass, but it's still him not reading defenses and understanding how to play quarterback because he has a walk-in touchdown if he throws it to the wheel route at running back.
Which is why, again, I'm still on the Danny Dimes train. I know he didn't look good at first, but you know what? He was able to manage through and get some yards. I think he threw for like 144 on 7 attempts.
I will say Jackson Dart, I watched a highlight video of him from their preseason game. I thought Jackson Dart looked pretty good. Now, you can only judge so much during the preseason, but I thought that he looked like a guy that might be able to start in the NFL and might get the nod there at least halfway through the year. We'll see how the season goes for the Giants, but
that's why they drafted him.
That is why they drafted him, but he looked pretty good and in control in the plays I saw.
Did you see, on the topic of the NFL, did you see Dylan Gabriel's comments over the weekend?
Well, I also saw that people were saying that was taken out of context, and he came out. People were defending him that watched the interview and said, no. He was talking about outside noise and other people like that are talking about the battle, like the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, the entertainers of the world.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. But like when you saw the quote at first after the game, you're like, oh, whoa. He's talking about Shador being a rapper. He's talking about Shador like with his documentary cruise and him being like wanting to be a celebrity, and everyone ran with it. But then when you get more context, you're like, no. He was talking about the prognosticators on the airs.
Yeah,
on the airwaves.
He said there's entertainers out there and then there's competitors. My job is to compete. That's what I'm focused on doing. They thought he was talking about Shador.
It sucks for him that he had to come out and clarify, but
what are they going to do? Because
I don't know, but like Adam Schefter posted a graphic and it's like, oh, Dylan Gabriel, was like 13 of 16 or something like that, or 11 of 14, maybe 146 yards. And then I saw 2 T and I was like, oh, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good. I was like, oh no, it says 2 turnovers, which led to, of course, everybody in the reply saying he sucks. He's short. It's going to be Shador's team, blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah, but he's a 3rd-round pick, right? And you're going to wouldn't you prioritize him over your 5th-round pick?
I don't think a 3rd-round pick and 5th-round pick is different enough to where you wouldn't give it to the guy you thought was better.
One of those guys has to be cut, right?
No,
but I mean, most teams are not going to roll into the season with 4 quarterbacks or 5 quarterbacks, right? Like,
well, would you rather cut Kenny Pickett?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Former 1st-round pick.
That's why I'm asking what they're going to do, because
I don't know the answer. I've seen at one point they had talked about carrying all 4 of those guys, which seems like that wouldn't happen.
They've got a log jam there.
I would imagine that the 4th person, whether it be It'll be either Shador or Gabriel who will be the fourth guy, because I think you keep Kenny Pickett around to be a veteran backup.
I mean, you start Flacco, he gets through maybe a third of the season, and it's just kind of man.
Yeah.
And then you play another guy, like, do you put Pickett in there? How many quarterbacks are they going to play is what I wonder. Like, are all four of those guys going to play at some point?
I would bet that at least 3 play, and Kenny Pickett might not be one of them. Like, I think Kenny Pickett's there in case Flacco goes down like week 2 and they're like 2-0.
Then you don't have a backup quarterback. I mean, that's not a rookie.
Well, right, but I'm saying that's why I think Kenny Pickett would stay on the staff or on the roster, is to be the backup in case like Flacco goes down early and they're still trying to salvage the season. But like you said, if Flacco plays 6 weeks and they're 1-5, they're not going to turn to Kenny Pickett. That's not going to do anything. At that point, you turn to one of the young guys and see if you could find lightning in a bottle. See if you can have an actual like guy that could win that job.
There's going to be a big push for Shador.
Yeah, which I wonder how that will affect his roster spot, because you don't really want the backup quarterback to be so popular. Typically, you don't want the backup quarterback to be a distraction or somebody that like has a fan base,
right?
Because yeah, they will kind of hijack what you're trying to do. Like the last thing you do if you're the Browns is week 3 first take talking about it's time to put in Shador.
But that's what it's going to be.
Oh, 100%. So like I think you get out ahead of it and you put him on the practice squad. And you say, hey, he's not playing until November at the earliest. Like we're trying to bring him along. Blah, blah, blah. Same for Gabriel. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the right answer is, though.
It's a real dilemma they've got there.
It doesn't sound like they're headed anywhere.
They got a bunch of quarterbacks, but really they don't have one.
When you have 4, you got 0.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, like that popular cliche, if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got none. I mean, it's built for situations like this in Cleveland, where nobody's grabbed the job. You got a whole bunch of interchangeable pieces, which really means deep down you got no quarterback. And I was kind of thinking in Knoxville, like if you didn't name a starter and it's just like the reports just keep being mid versus mid, you start driving down that excitement. Like, oh, maybe we just don't have a quarterback. But now, you know, that Josh went ahead and said it's Joey Aguilar, now we got 2 weeks to talk ourselves into him being good. I'm glad it wasn't a game time decision. Any other football thoughts?
I was just going through the news there. Sean McDermott not happy with the Bills' 38-0 loss to the Bears.
It'd be more of a headline if he came out and said, I like the boys' effort.
Yeah. Josh Palmer with the Bills now. Did you know that?
I did know that.
CFL.
I don't know if I had remembered that like a month ago, but when I was looking up Josh Palmer, for some reason, I saw that he was on the Bills. I said, oh, that's a good landing spot for him. I actually think he'll be pretty good there.
The Eagles traded for Mechie, the Texans receiver, and also Malik Neighbors is out with a back issue.
Ooh.
They said it's a minor. It's like normal camp tightness is what they called it.
Okay.
So nothing major for Malik Neighbors.
The John Mechie reclamation project in Philadelphia is intriguing to me.
Think he could have some success there?
I mean, I just feel like there'll be low pressure going there as the number 3. He has the ties with Devonta Smith. I guess would he have ties with Jalen Hurts there as well? Then,
yeah.
Would that line up? I mean, it would, right?
They're all CTFLs.
When did Hurts graduate? When did Hurts graduate? When did he go to Oklahoma? What year was that? That was after COVID, right?
When did Hurts go to Oklahoma?
Yeah, that was after COVID, right?
No, that would have been. I don't think that was after COVID because that 2020.
No, I guess it was 2019. Yeah, so he wouldn't have any real spillover.
The 2020 national championship team was Mac Jones, right?
Okay.
For Bama, I believe.
I guess Jalen Hurts is older than I remember, or time's just.
Well, they had a lot of really good quarterbacks back then.
I guess time's also just slipping because I mean Hurts was starting in the league in 2020.
Sometimes I look at that Alabama roster and I'm like, my goodness. You ever go back and just look at that?
No, I try not to.
They had Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Tua all on the same team.
I lived it. I don't need to go back and
The damn receivers were like, I mean, it was like Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs. Who's the guy at Miami?
Devonta Smith.
Yeah, Devonta
Jalen
Smith.
Waddle.
Waddle, yeah. Crazy how much talent they had.
I do like the buy low, though, for the Eagles. They're one of those franchises that gets the benefit of the doubt, that they'll find guys and make them better with their system and their coaching. They do it on the offensive line. I think they'll do it at wide receiver as well. I mean, keep in mind, Mechie was a second-round pick. You know, he was an Alabama guy, you know, coming out of the draft. He was highly thought of.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys have been pretty good.
So I like that. You know, it's a pretty low-risk move for the Eagles. All right, last call on the other side. I'm sure Bubba's got some racing and some baseball news for us. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
You're listening to FanRun Radio, the sports humans.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Gotcha, Mike. It's Nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit menspronknoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through. And if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Linda, and Talk Sports is my favorite radio show because them boys give me what I need. They don't pull any punches. They tell it like it is, and they're so funny. John's voice is sexy, and Cody reminds me so much of my late brother Donnie. It just warms my heart. Listen from 7 to 10 every weekday here on FanRun Radio.
Wrap up this Monday edition of Talk Sports. One more show closer to football season. Bubba, what did we miss?
Well, John, we missed a couple of things. You're right. There's racing news as Austin Dillon wins at Richmond.
Who?
His name is Austin Dillon, Silverstone kid.
Okay.
Here's the kicker. He's 25th in points, but because he won, he's now guaranteed for their playoffs.
All you got to do is win once, right?
So it's a very questionable format that people have been talking about.
How many people make the playoff 12? Is that right?
Yeah, and then they cut it down.
I know they cut it down. Yeah.
It's weird, though, because one of their media members even put out a message on social media.
He didn't think I would know how many racers made the playoff.
Where he talked about how sometimes they don't look for the best driver, just the best champion.
I think they should go back to the old formula, just straight points.
That's a very popular opinion now more than ever after this past weekend.
I quit watching NASCAR when they introduced the chase for the cup. That's when it started going downhill for me.
Outside of racing,
Sorry, Bubba, to cut you off. Do people? I should use my turn signal there. NASCAR racing. Do you?
They don't have signals on the cars.
Do people keep up with what the standings would look like?
Yeah, there's actually an account on social media that puts out what they would be in previous formats.
Yeah, I figured that would be the case. How close would the championship race be? Do you have that data readily available? Like, would it be close if they were doing the old standings? Because I remember it did suck as a young fan.
I mean, at the top, we are 15 points separates first and second place.
Who would that be?
In the lead, we'd have a guy named Christopher Bell. Behind him would be Chase Elliott.
Yeah, Christopher Bell, he's the guy. Didn't he win like the first 3 races? Or he won Daytona?
He did.
And then some guy won like the first 3. Did he not win the first 3 races of the year? I don't remember.
The year's been so long.
Yeah, so sorry to ask. It's not important.
Switching things over, though, John was right about baseball, because there's something that pretty big happened in baseball where Rob Manfred, the guy that absolutely hates baseball, even though he's in charge of it, suggested that there might do a relocation, but also a switch up based on location.
You mean a realignment? You're talking about a realignment.
But also that would probably include a relocation team as well.
Relocation / maybe expansion, like add 2 teams, and then maybe that's Tampa Bay or somebody moving, and then also like a new expansion franchise, or maybe that's with Oakland, moving to Vegas. Maybe they're counting that as the relocation part. But says that would open the door for geographical realignment to cut down on wear and tear and travel. So
probably remove the AL and NL divisions as we know them.
What do you mean?
I feel like if you were to have just based on realignment based on like location, there wouldn't really be a need to have AL versus
NL.
Yeah.
So you think there'd just be one big league?
I think probably would just be a bunch of smaller little, like, here we have the South versus, the Southern region, the Northern region. We have the Midwest region,
Maybe it'd be East versus West. I mean, that's how the NBA does it. They try to, it's not exactly perfectly lined up, but they're just like, hey, here's the Eastern time zone versus the Western time zone. And then, you try to match it up that way. Of course, the NFL has the AFC, NFC. So I do still think you'd have 2 separate leagues. But like you might have crossover where like the Yankees and Mets are no longer in 2 different leagues. They're in the same damn division now.
Yeah, that division, there's been a couple mock-ups from just people, like nothing obviously set in stone.
You'd have like what? Toronto, Philadelphia. Nope, not Philadelphia.
Boston.
Toronto, Boston, the 2 New York teams, and I guess that could be it.
Yeah.
It depends if they were doing, if they're doing 32, they might do like the NFL and just do 8 groups of 4. I mean, that would be interesting to me. You would keep, 2 of your biggest rivalries would be in the same division there with the Red Sox, Yankees, and Yankees, Mets. I don't know. I know baseball doesn't like change. It feels gross as we talk about it.
It's also weird, too, because like in NHL, you look at the Western Conference and Nashville's in there.
Would it be like the Angels, Dodgers, A's, and like Diamondbacks? Would that be one?
Well, what happens to the Mariners all the way up in Seattle?
Yeah. Maybe the Mariners would have to be in that one. Just to maybe Arizona would get kicked to like the
Arizona, Texas Rangers, something like that. I don't know.
The Padres. I forgot about the Padres. The Padres. It'd probably just be the California. It'd probably be like the
all
the
California.
Oh yeah, probably just be the Giants too. Yeah, San Francisco, north or south?
North.
So they'd be close to the Mariners.
Closer than LA.
Yeah. Maybe maybe it wouldn't be that because the Padres and Mariners would still be pretty far away. I don't know. I don't know what it would look like. I'm intrigued though, as a non-baseball traditionalist, but I imagine a lot of people are disgusted by the idea.
It is pretty disgusting.
It'd be kind of cool if the divisions kind of drastically changed in every sport, like once every 15 or 20 years.
Yeah, like the AFC South. Wouldn't it be nice to play somebody besides the Jags, Colts?
Well,
and
honestly,
Texans all
no,
the
because
time?
it gives us a better chance of winning the division. Like it feels nice to know that you don't have a Buffalo Bill waiting for you. You don't have a Josh Allen. You don't have a Patrick Mahomes. It is kind of nice.
Yeah, but maybe like Miami,
yeah,
Atlanta. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw this, but UT Golf, they're Jackson Harrington. Though he finished second at the
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment